It started off strong. It's been 2 weeks.
Oh, boy.
Just in case you forgot how rude this is.
We're recording this on 9/13, which doesn't have such a ring to it.
No, 9/11 really rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, we really missed that by 2 days.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that would... No, that was a Monday. Today's a Wednesday. Never mind. I don't know. I was going to say, we record on Sundays, so
Right.
It would have been, but... No, that would have been 9/10, which is a bowling term.
That's just counting.
It's counting as well.
That's just counting upward.
I'm pretty sure it's in bowling when you have one pin left.
That's called a 9-10?
Yeah, a 9/10 split.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
The only split I know is banana.
Hey.
Black people don't bowl. All right?
They oughta. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to spend an afternoon.
You'd think we love it given the pins are white.
And you're throwing like a great big black ball at them. So.
Well, sometimes it's got other colors in it.
Yeah, that's true. I do love those funky colors.
Yeah. One thing I love about the Palisade, which is not going to be a reference anyone is going to know, because I don't know how...
They're a chain.
Are they?
They're a chain.
So people have shittiest glow golf ever just anywhere.
Well, you know what? Oh, you might have the glow golf in your end of town. In my end of town, we've got escape rooms. So fuck yourself.
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? I would rather the glow golf in an escape room. In
my end of town, they put a big stage over some of the ball, like over some of the alleys.
Yeah.
Sorry, and they do bands there.
Sick live music at the Palisade.
And they used to let them bowl underneath, but I think one time something flew up and hit a guy.
Either that or probably like it clipped one of the legs on whatever platform and probably just like dumped everybody off of it. Which I would have loved to see. I'd pay to see that.
Oh, yeah. The Palisade, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Slowly eradicating the only thing that I like there, which is billiards, by adding in stupid shit.
You don't like bowling?
No.
You don't like throwing a weighted object down a slick floor and watching it not roll, but slide?
Yeah. So much fun to have constant performance anxiety because you're on the spot every time you stand up.
Nah. You just go, dang it.
I was not the kid who gave very good
one.
speeches in elementary school for the exact same reason.
Look, you're never
the second that somebody's got their eyes on me, or a group of people, I'm fucked.
You're never going to bowl a perfect 300, so who cares? Just
chuck that thing.
Oh, man. If it's 5-pin bowling, the ball is a baseball.
It's a bocce ball.
You just whip it down the alleyway.
Yep.
One time I did that, and it like hooked into the gutter, flew out, and like went into the next one and got a strike.
Beautiful.
Like, I say that, and everybody listening's like, bullshit. I know you just said it.
I believe you, though.
I hope somebody...
Yep.
It happened. I swear to God.
Shout out to Shane for slipping in those very, very slippery shoes and eating shit.
Shout out to the guy who bowled a perfect 300 on 9/11.
I'm sure there was one, right? There's got to be one.
There was.
Oh, for sure there was.
Have you not seen the picture?
No.
It's a plaque, and it's like September 11th, 2001, perfect game.
Do you think they have, like when you get a strike and they have those animations, there's one where the bowling ball goes into two large towers? And if so, did they take that one off of the rotation on September 11th? Or did they just leave it up?
Well, I saw one. It wasn't a real one because it was like an airplane about to hit a tower and then it misses and then it just says 9/10.
My favorite one is the school shooting one.
You're not allowed to say that.
Well, it is, though.
God, we're not even 4 minutes into the podcast. You're not
talking
allowed
about
to
9/11, school shootings, and racism.
But we had a fair amount of talk about bowling, which is way better.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to maintain balance, right?
That's true.
It's like that. What's that Justice bitch's name that I never remember? She's got the two fucking scales.
Oh,
the symbol of like
you're talking about yin and yang.
Not quite.
You're talking about mochi. Is that where you arrange your furniture?
The feng shui.
Sure.
Mochi is like is a green lump of food from Japan. I don't know too much about it other than that.
You just know its shape and color.
Yeah, because there's a video in my YouTube favorites. If those are public, I recommend anybody go to them because there's horrible things in there.
Oh, man, I haven't favorited a video in a long time. I think I had to private those because I was favoriting horrible things for because that's what I like. And I didn't want people to know that.
Fucking, it's two chefs making mochi outside. and they're just tossing it and then punching it, and they added in Super Smash Brothers and Kirby sounds. This is my favorite. Love it.
So feng shui.
Yeah. This room's got some great feng shui. You got the desk with just piles and piles of Ripley's books and Guinness.
My rare literature, yes.
Mm-hmm. Trying to amass a complete collection is going to take 30 fucking years.
Well, I mean, Guinness, they just keep going and going.
They don't stop.
They put out one every fucking year.
A lot of the time, and tell me if you've noticed this, but they'll cover the exact same thing on like a 5-year spread. Like they'll bring it up again like it's brand new.
I have not noticed that. I get too baked when I this is for reading when I'm baked.
Yeah,
this is my baked literature.
The Ripley's books especially.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna get stoned as fuck and talk about the weirdest. Yeah, why do you have your cheeks spaced?
Now, what was your thoughts when you tattooed all of those
puzzle pieces on your body and then split your tongue?
Yeah, Lizard Man.
Listen,
now,
Lizard
your
Man.
grandma, what does she say about that, Lizard Man?
All I'm saying, right?
Consider your grandma. That's all we want to say.
The circus hasn't been the same since we could put Filipino children in cages. They used to do that. I want you to know. They would bring them from the Philippines and then just like cart them out. It's just a person. It's a person, but their eyes look different. Right along, yeah. And then there's a head on a cart. Remember John Callahan's quads?
What does that...
Oh,
you
yeah.
You just described a horrible thing. And
that's absolutely right.
Brought back just to be honest, a horrible cartoon.
Yeah,
but
a cartoon show I should not have been watching at 10 years old.
A cartoon show that should not have been... First of all, Teletoon had no business.
Dude.
Zero business, like, doing just like a light transition between... like kids shows and the worst adult cartoons you've ever seen, where there's cartoon dicks flapping around.
and gays fucking.
The Oblongs?
Ren and Stimpy?
Hey, Ren and Stimpy was fine.
It was fine, was it? Did you like when when Ren and Stimpy banged at least twice in the show?
That's what they did. That was like their favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Two dogs fucking.
Stimpy was one's a cat.
That's a dog, all right? I know that it's supposed to be a cat, but it's just a fat dog, all right?
Well, he was in a baseball costume, and he was like, I thought I was supposed to be the pitcher tonight.
Yup. And then they get under the covers and just spin around. And then the other one and I think I've said it on the podcast before, but he's fucking cutting a log on Ren's back, and the saw is attached to his dick. And then there's sawdust on him at the end when he cuts it in half. And so he throws a towel at him and goes, clean yourself up.
I haven't seen that one, but I believe it exists.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that one was, I think they even played that one before the transition. Because I remember the transition being like The Simpsons.
Yeah. It's not even close.
And from The Simpsons, it went to The Oblongs.
The Oblongs, and then...
featuring Will Ferrell.
Yeah, isn't that bizarre?
And it's just a show where just a little girl has just a dick growing out of her fucking head.
I forgot. So, I always forget about The Oblongs because it's like 6 episodes long. Rightfully.
How could you forget? It's
I don't
amazing.
think I never caught it until I was much older.
They're like one-titted mom.
I used to get up like in the middle, and then my grandparents were asleep to watch quads. Let me tell you.
Oh my God, quads.
Whew.
Well, we just brought back some memories from the Teletoon detour for
sure
like
did.
7 people.
Man, yeah. Everybody who was too young for that or unborn at the time, let me tell you missed out on the wild west of cartoon shows. You kids.
Missed. It was The Simpsons, and then
which sucks now too.
It was something else, and then it went like Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Fuck yeah, it did.
And then it went the Brack Show.
Brack, probably Space Ghost.
I don't know if Space Ghost was on there, but if it was, I missed that one.
I want to say maybe they had a few episodes, but that was like bought from Adult Swim, right? So it's not like they own the property or anything.
I remember Space Ghost being on between cartoons on
well, yeah, it was
Network.
like Aqua Teen where it was 15 minutes and then...
No, it was like a 5-minute thing.
Where he did. Yeah, they did bumpers too.
Yeah, that's all I remember of Space Ghost. I never saw the show.
With his giant eyes.
Yeah.
You never saw the show? It's just...
And yeah, never saw the show, just the bumpers in between.
I can almost guarantee you is 90% improv between a bunch of people in a room.
Good.
And then they would pull down this television and have a live action interview in the cartoon with a celebrity like Seth Green.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you could sort of tell that he wasn't actually there. Like, it looked like he's just watching a show, you know? And they deliberately pause so that the person could add input, but it's not It's not live like they wanted it to seem.
You know, I think I might prefer the Brack show.
Oh, fucking Brack. See, I never found it funny when I was younger. I've wanted to try and watch it more because I think I would like it.
You would. Everybody would.
I felt that way about the Venture Brothers, too. That shit's hilarious, and I hated it when it was actually on.
I don't think I even watched that one.
That's a good one.
Wait, was that the one where they're in a submarine?
That's C-Lab 2028, I think it's called.
I can't keep track of all these fucking cartoons.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Oh, by the way, this is Grindhouse Movie Club.
It sure is, and we talk about things that you have to be above 30 to remember.
Yeah, you gotta be this old. I'm putting my
to
hand
ride.
Well,
which is also true.
But also, to watch Teletoon after 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have to be this old.
You have to be 5'6" in age.
Boo. Thanks Andrew for the song.
Killing it as always, Andrew.
Get that in there. Go to the website, grindhousemovie.club.
Go right to it.
Mm-hmm.
If I dare you.
Do it.
I'm just gonna.
You're gonna pop that window open?
Well, I am because it's already warm, and I am in a sweater that says dildo on it.
Nice. Now you could take the sweater off, but I'm afraid you've got nothing on underneath.
There's somebody landscaping out there, so that has been a kiboshed endeavor. Yeah, I could take the sweater off.
He's popping it off.
Oh, now I'm gonna feel self-conscious.
While he pops it off, why don't you head on over to darkroastcult.com and just pick up a shirt or whatever else. There's some pins there. And all coming soon, Pogs.
Fuck yeah.
Bringing them back, but...
Bringing the Pogs back. I'm so ready for that.
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to call them Pogs, but they're going to be Pogs. Yes.
They're discs.
Collectible discs. Throw them at your cat. Go to darkroastcult.com. It's grindhousemovie.club.
It's the same site.
It's the same site.
That could be your tagline, like the headline for the website.
It's the headline for both the websites.
Yeah, exactly.
Flip-flops. Well, before we get into this, let me crack this.
What's that?
Short, cold, stubby, Mr. Brown. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about.
Sounds like shitting. Sounds like shitting.
Well, it's a little hard to get open, so I have to... The grunts are me fighting with the thick aluminum can.
Ugh! This has got more tin in it than a full-size can of anything.
It's a product of Taiwan, I'll tell you that much.
Thank God for the Taiwanese.
Yeah. Thank God for Mr. Brown.
And your very fun taxis. I want to,
I'm sure that's not his real name.
No. Given the attire that he's chosen to wear, quite like the KFC Colonel, I would assume his name is Massa.
Mr. Massa.
That's Mr. Massa to you. That's what he says at the auction.
Oh, no. Oh, well... Moving right along, what fantastic film did we see? What film?
You know,
Let me adjust my microphone really quick. I really want to let people know that we did just such a good.
Yeah, this is very professional and coordinated.
Good movie today.
Yeah, I'm very upset with you, as it turns out, because I've never seen this.
You've never seen my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film?
I have never seen New Nightmare, 1994.
My favorite one.
And let me tell you right now to your face, I could go my whole life without having seen it, and I wouldn't feel any great loss.
Oh, so you just like Freddy Krueger. Oh, he's dead now. That's that. That's the ending to the saga. We don't ever get to see like angry Freddy. We never get to see business Freddy in his business attire.
First of all, you get to see angry Freddy in his business attire, his Jeepers Creepers outfit.
Yes.
Fucking trench coat from the... He borrows that from the Creeper when he goes to hospitals.
He looks like he's had plastic surgery.
He does. I don't like that. This movie sucks.
No.
And I will sum it up perfectly in my 2 sentences or less. My favorite part of Nightmare on Elm Street is the family drama.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be Freddy, right? Because there's about 5 minutes of him in this fucking movie.
He's angry. Look, he's so scary though. They probably had so much more like Mega Freddy, and they're just like, well, look, he's so scary, Wes. We can't use all of this footage. There's just so much footage.
Well, what they should have done was used none of it, and made a better movie instead. They tried to go for quantity over quality here, because you get 50 Freddys in a shot, but they all suck.
Well, look. Part of me, this just wasn't another like, oh, let's slash them up. They're in bed. Blue, blue, blue.
I would just
let's spray blood everywhere. I got my long dingly arms and my tongue.
When I go into a Freddy movie, what I want is arguments about whether or not to call Child Protective Services.
You should always call them. You're living in a bad neighborhood if Freddy Krueger's knocking at your door.
Fucking the only black person in the whole movie is a nurse that can't mind her own business.
Did you say business?
Oh, she did.
Oh my god. This is the best one. Easily the best one.
I was gonna go with that.
I think I've seen it probably 100 times.
Fuck my
I'll see
opinion.
it 100 more.
Yeah.
And that's that. You're gonna hate my rating at the end. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're gonna hate mine.
Oh, I already hate it.
I don't even remember if I did one.
I didn't do one, but I just know in my head. I know in my head it's gonna be a home run. It's always a home run.
Can we talk about how the first 12 minutes of this movie is totally inconsequential because none of it's real, even in the movie itself?
But it is spooky.
Most of it's a dream, and the rest is they're shooting a movie that sucks worse than this one.
But it is spooky.
Is it, though?
You got us scared, didn't you?
You know...
Admit to me right now when you got scared in the first 12 minutes. I'll tell you when I did.
Okay, go, because I don't remember.
Minute 1, on the edge of my seat.
Just
Minute
right
2,
away, yeah.
Piss in the pants.
Piss. When did the shit come out?
Minute 3.
Yeah, that's a fast... Okay.
By minute 5, I was in psychotics.
Right. That's why you like it so much.
I was clawing at the wall.
Yeah. Well, you were delusional. You're having a schizophrenic episode. That's why the movie was enjoyable.
I was horrified.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the robot hand, and it's like...
Yeah, I love the fact that they just rip off the Addams Family and have the thing there.
I did. Yeah, I wrote it things its way around.
Holy shit.
It does thing. It's better though. It's because it's got dingly finger claws, and also I like it. This one's got a claw on the thumb. Why not?
I didn't even notice.
Why not? I know why not, because if it was running around on all of its fingers, that like thumb would look like a wiener.
Oh yeah, it would just flop around.
It would look like genitalia on a spider.
Yeah.
Well, it would. Yeah, they're just making this robot hand. That's
great.
That's the beginning.
Now, the main character in this movie is there's a couple, but the first one that we really get introduced to is the special effects coordinator here, and he has a son. Now, his name, I believe, is either Chuck or Chase. There's a Chuck and a Chase in this movie, and I get them mixed up. I have no idea.
Chase is the papa, and I don't know who the fuck Chuck is.
Okay, so his son named Shitty Dylan. Anybody
Dylan
named Dylan, you get grounded just for breathing.
Anybody who's named Dylan went to the principal's office in the morning to have their Ritalin.
They did.
Every day.
They're Ritalin.
Oh!
They were also on subsidized lunch. Now,
there's just a general announcement in the morning. Well, all Dylans, please come to the front office.
Eat your shitty sandwich.
We have your government-issued cheese and your pill. We will be mushing the two together.
Like you're a dog.
Yeah, and this is, of course, the announcement for it goes out to everybody, so...
Yeah.
Whether you're Dylan or not, you know.
They get bullied.
Well, you get bullied anyway. Your name's Dylan.
So remember...
By the way, this is guy Dylans. I don't know if it applies to girl Dylans.
No, girl Dylans wear overalls. Not a statement of sexuality, just attire. Now... There is a very somewhat popular anyway video on the internet where a child turns around to the camera and says, "Wait a minute, who are you?" Do you remember that at all?
Yeah,
that's this kid.
It's the kazoo kid?
It is.
Then this movie just hit 10. I don't... You're telling me the fucking kazoo kid...
That's right.
...is this kid?
I'm like 99% sure. They look the exact fucking same.
All right, sorry.
I'm telling you, if you look it up, go right ahead and look it up.
I have to get up, though, to get my phone.
But I could tell you that it's him. Because they both have the same ugly-ass mouth when they speak. Teeth too small for the mouth.
What was it called?
I just look up, wait a minute, who are you? That's the only... Look at that kid and tell me it's not the same kid.
Brett Ambler.
Sure.
Brett Ambler, IMDb. That is not the same.
Damn it! Oh, I was so excited to tell you that and blow your mind, and now I'm just wrong.
My mind.
I'm just fucking wrong.
Well, look, in theory, In theory, my mind was blown.
Yeah.
But this kid has only been in, like, children's educational films.
All right, well, I led you astray in the same way you did when you told me this movie was good. So now we're even. We're even Steven now. Or should I say even Dylan?
It's a fantastic film. And I will use legal stuff to prove it.
First quote I wrote down from the whole movie. Let's see if we can find someone to scare the PJs off of mommy. Why are you telling your kid you want to fuck her mom?
Well,
he's like 6.
I think at this point it's to be assumed, like that mommies and daddies get naked together.
Yeah.
Like you should just know that you came out of one.
He said it with the intention of making it clear as well that he wants those PJs off so that he can get in them.
I don't think he said that at all.
Yep.
So during the scene, what it is, it's they tricks you because you're like, oh, we're watching this movie and here's like this robot hand and Freddy's making it and he's attaching the claws and for some reason he's got to cut his own hand off and just attach this robot hand, which I didn't get.
This is Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Evil Dead was a good movie.
And then, like, you know, he cuts his hand off, and then it looks really fake, and
yeah, it sure does.
And then, well, obviously, it's got to look fake because it's a movie. and then you get Wes Craven calling cut.
Yeah,
Wes Craven drinks Barks root beer.
Just so the world knows.
Yeah, just in case you were wondering, the superior root beer is Barks.
Yeah, well, it's got bite.
It does. Mug can fuck off. Although that's what I have in the house today. So,
either way, you're looking at a dog on a can. All right.
It's true. Hey, as long as it's a dog, and it's like a bulldog.
That's
too,
how
right?
you know that the root beer is all right, at least, as if their mascot is just a fat dog.
Look for the dog on the can. That's the law of root beer.
Apologies to Heather Langenkamp in advance, because right here I wrote she hasn't aged well by 1994 and looks like the kind of witch who lures children into a basement. Lot of wrinkles on the old face, Heather.
Well,
the fame from Nightmare on Elm Street probably did you dirty.
Well,
like
she
Linda
probably
Blair.
probably couldn't sleep at night because it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right, and you know the whole premise of this film, I need to iterate that we don't really learn until maybe halfway through. But it turns out Freddy is a demon. Freddy Krueger is a demon, and Heather Langenkamp is the only person who could keep this demon confined within a movie.
First of all,
fuck right off.
So Freddy Krueger is a demon who is in. You can only stop him by capturing him in a good story.
Yeah, I wish they had done that.
And then the moment
he must just be out.
The moment that you like water down the stories, that's when he gets free. And I feel like he was like being like, you know, those last bunch of movies, they were shit.
That's why I hate that too, though, because he's like. Fucking Wes Craven, when they cut the camera, he's like praising his own ability to destroy his cannon.
And then also he's like chugging him up just a fucking Barks. That's right there. True. I wrote right here, Wes Craven drinks Barks root beer, so we're in the real world. We're outside the box, pressed up against the fourth wall, making love to it like a Spanish
fourth wall. Fucking... If this movie breaks the fourth wall like a construction worker breaks the foundation of a building.
We're pressed up against the fourth wall, making love to it like a Spanish conquistador to an entire mariachi band. Passionately.
You do paint a picture. I'll give you that.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. So, yeah, then the guy's like, hey, let's go scare the shit out of mom.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a pretty cool way to parent your kid. Just let's go look at guts.
So that she could get naked in front of me. Like, is that, you scared me, and I'm wet now. That's how that relationship works? That's why she's with him.
Well, why you date the people who work on your films. It's real easy, slim pickings, you know?
I can't help but notice that, yeah, Chuck gets fucking cut by that robot hand, and they dwell on it for, like, so long that you expect it to be relevant later, and then it means nothing.
It's important.
Why?
Because it comes up in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, in the dream sequence, that's a dream?
Yeah.
Great.
It's a Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah.
Everything's a dream. Every single movie is like, is it a dream? Is it not a dream?
But the whole point of this movie is that he's leaving the dream world and movie world in order to cross over into real life.
You're just
so
mad.
if you're gonna have a dream sequence in your dream sequence, it's fucking Inception.
You're just
And
mad.
I don't want anything to do with it. Yes, because I wrote a whole paragraph only to find out that it's a fucking dream, and therefore everything that happened was inconsequential.
You're just mad that he's not coming out of a TV set, or
I would rather that.
or slitting a girl's wrists by grabbing her and being a faucet.
That's 100. You're right. Turning into a television and
my
putting a
God.
head into himself.
So
That's the best one. The one in the hospital is the best one. I don't even care what you say.
we find something. It spooks the kid.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's a puppet in a box. Spooks the kid, and then this is where the Freddy glove starts to move.
Mm-hmm.
It's moving around, Jay. It's spooky.
Oh, it's spooky.
It's scary to see.
Something that I could step on before it touches me.
And then I think he he says that I think the kid is like, oh, is the hand alive? And he's like, yeah, it might as well be. And he says that it's animatronics with
Whoa, boy.
Oh.
Get it out.
bioorganic grafting,
Nice.
bull tendons, and nerve bundles from a live Doberman.
Great. Why would you need half of that for your movie hand?
It's spooky.
Fucking-
I'm assuming that's like what was like in the film they were making. That was like what he,
Yeah, but it seems a little... Yeah, we murdered a dog for these special effects.
Well, no, not for the special effects. Like in the film, he was like the dude making the claw was like, yeah, I needed this shit for because this is the movie,
Right.
And then
Okay. See, this is what I mean, though. Because we're 3 layers deep into shit right now. We got a fucking dream sequence inside a fake movie inside a movie.
all right.
Holy
So
boy, oh boy.
the glove goes all wild, and they're like, oh my god, it must have short-circuited because of all of the goddamn blood. And he's like, well,
Because there's been a lot of it.
take it apart, put it back together. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
And then that's when the hand comes to life and things its way around.
it does.
Or I think he's touching it, and it, of course, the second he gets his finger close to it,
Yeah.
why on earth they put real blades on the glove is beyond me. But
They want it to look as realistic as possible alongside the obviously fake hand. Oh, the way that you looked. So some books of mine that were given to me today almost just fell behind the couch.
It would have been loud.
The problem is the way that you looked at it was like there was a giant wasp behind me. So I immediately became upset.
I was afraid of the loud sound that was impending.
That's fine.
So yeah, and I guess their excuse for that is it must have picked up a signal from an 80s walkie-talkie. Fuck, the 90s were a rough time when an 80s walkie-talkie could really fuck shit up.
Technology was now people just airdrop porn to each other on airplanes and shit.
Oh yeah. Good old technology.
Yeah.
So yeah, it cuts him and then it comes to life and just starts jiggering around the table.
Sure. Scuttling like an angry crab.
Scuttling, that's a way better word. So yeah, like an angry crab, it scuttles. I think it like, I don't know, scampers off. I kind of forget.
I mean, yeah, the fucking all this shit happens. Dylan just disappears in the dream sequence.
Yeah, like a literally a wall goes by him and he's gone.
Being moved by normal people.
Like I'll tell you, the fire, all of the furnaces kick on. Wes Craven is having none of this.
He's like, fuck this shit.
This is obviously ruined his Barks root beer.
Yeah. Well, either that or it's empty and he needs a new one.
That's true.
Now, all this chaos occurs, and we find out that it's the product of an earthquake that's happening in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Heather wakes up, there's an earthquake. Now, Heather has already been injured in a dream by this point as well, but that gets explained away because there's glass and a picture fell off the wall. So, like, is it fucking Freddy or not? Because they do all that audio sting shit where it's like, oh, it's Freddy dream time. Now, your injuries are going to manifest in real life because that's what happens if you die in the dream. Just kidding, a picture frame.
Well, look, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Let's go.
So-
I don't need red herrings in my Freddy movie.
Okay. Well, slow down. Reel it in. We're not going to be catching any red herrings. Let me figure this out for you.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Go
So
right ahead.
we're awake. We've been plucked out of the dream world.
That's right.
We're in reality now.
Sure.
Freddy can't get you anymore. Or
now
can he?
You say that. Yeah, exactly.
Establish
your rules and then don't break them. I understand that it's fucking Dream Freddy and he can do crazy shit because it's goddamn, it's in your head. But if you're going to have rules in your movie, abide by them and don't just willy-nilly go, nah, it doesn't actually matter.
Well, okay, so Freddy cuts his fingers and he wakes up and like the dude wakes up and there is like a mirror that falls off.
Yeah.
It doesn't cut him. He just looks at it. I see.
Yeah, on him, not on her. She just sees it.
We're awake. Freddy is not here. He's not real. Nobody is going to jump to the conclusion that it's Freddy Krueger yet.
I don't know why Heather wouldn't.
Because we're outside of the box.
We're not there yet.
We're not in the box anymore. We've plucked her out of the box.
I very much appreciate the confusion in my horror movie from '94. That's great.
This is IRL. This is IRL Heather.
Fucking more like die RL.
And then so why would Freddy? Why would it be Freddy? I mean, he's just a movie that I'm in sometimes, twice. I'm in 2 of them.
So fucking Heather's obviously quite concerned, and this is when I noticed that the relationship kind of sucks. Because he just, every single one of the concerns that she has at the beginning of this movie just get dismissed. It's not that big of a deal. Why don't you calm down? What are you on your period?
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just secretly working on a thing that you hate.
Also that, for sure that's good communication to have in a relationship.
Right?
That thing that you hate that I'm doing, I'm not going to tell you about that.
Yeah, I'm just making it scarier than it's ever been before.
I'm cheating on you with Wes Craven.
Wes Craven's got that good mouth. That old mouth, too.
Yep, Heather and Chase are presumably married with a child, and yet she doesn't see him out the door when he leaves for work. No, they say goodbye in the bedroom.
Well, yeah, that's, I mean, it's a big house.
Piss off.
It's a far walk. So, yeah, there's this fucking earthquake that's clearly frazzled everybody.
That's right.
TVs,
even though they live on a fucking fault line, why are you not used to earthquakes by now?
Yeah, kind of.
All right.
The TV's showing like this destruction and shit. It's a whole thing, and then the husband's like, "Well,
off to work.
See ya.
Enjoy your anxiety about aftershocks by yourself."
You've been getting phone calls from a creep. It's been
it's
been a couple weeks now. All right, see you later.
Too. Damn.
And then as soon as almost as soon as he leaves, the phone rings.
Yeah, and babysitter is like either showing up or has shown up already. I was like, just don't answer it, and she does anyway. If you get so few calls in your life that you almost can be sure that it's the stalker calling when you get one,
yeah,
maybe let it go to voicemail.
Perhaps it's
called evidence.
So she gets this fucking phone call. Hold on. I kind of lost where I was in the notes. I think she tries to explain that she had like a Freddy nightmare without saying the word Freddy Krueger at some point to this guy.
That's right. And then she sees in the cracked mirror the glove, but we don't think about whether or not Freddy's real yet.
Yeah.
We'll just gloss over that.
And so she has like an interview to go to.
This is what happens when you go 4 days between watching the movie and podcasting.
I wrote they fucking kiss, and I'm trying to figure out why I wrote that.
Probably because they do.
Do they kiss like way too much?
Oh, probably.
I feel like maybe they kiss way, because like I wrote it in all capitals.
Yeah.
They fucking kiss.
So I think, it was like one of those like slow zoom. It was just supposed to be super romantic, except he's just leaving her home alone with PTSD.
Oh yeah, this is where he goes to leave and he's like, yeah, love what you've done with the place because it's all fucking trashed.
Yeah,
and
thanks for that.
And then the house quakes again, and Freddy's claws just
right,
like the house wall cracks in 4 long slices for some reason.
And then Heather sees that, and then the movie does the audio thing where she should already be picking that up because it's how it's being presented to the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck you.
Hey,
we're not gonna get into the red herrings. 50 of them in an hour.
It's a Freddy Krueger claw.
Exactly. You and I both know it. So should she.
It's a street sign saying What you're looking for is right ahead. So she goes downstairs and this TV is on midday. You know, I don't know in America, like what you guys watch on TV.
She's got an HBO Max subscription.
She must, because Nightmare on Elm Street is playing in the morning.
Yeah. For kids to easily see while they're eating breakfast.
It's like, it's got to be 9. Because, like, everybody's just woken up, and there's a lady there's a bag of blood with a lady in it. There's just a bloody bag lady.
And this is when I realized that Dylan is not a very good child actor. Because that scream sucked. And then the rest of his acting continues to suck.
Well, he's a child.
Yeah, do better.
Well, don't have children in your films.
I tell you, fucking... Leonardo DiCaprio was like 12 when they did Gilbert Grape. He did a great job.
Jay.
Yep.
So there's a thing about his acting in that film, and in such the way that his character was.
Yep.
I don't think acting in such a manner takes a fair amount of skill. Now that being said, his other films are fantastic. Now, the way he was in this film, I feel like they could have got somebody who might have fit the bill a little better.
Somebody you may have identified with the source material. I loved just sitting there and watching you navigate that minefield. Holy fuck. Well, World War II in your head just then.
I certainly wasn't going to sit here and say...
Every step in front of you, this the word retarded. You know it and I know it.
He climbs a fucking radio tower. Or no, it's a water tower, isn't it?
I have not seen it.
You've never seen it?
No, and
I've seen it!
I know of it because I watched somebody do a review on it once. And also the American Dad series of episodes where it's squirrels.
Yeah, it's squirrels and it's fucking Jim from The Office.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's the older brother.
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah, this Gilbert Godfrey. No, that would be way funnier. No.
Bobcat Goldthwait, probably.
Gilbert's grapes. He just keeps climbing water towers and getting stuck.
Those are his favorite grapes.
That's the whole fucking movie. They're like, where's Gilbert? He's stuck in the goddamn water tower. Well, Mom's too fat to get through the goddamn door.
Somebody should put a leash on this child.
That's the whole thing. They're like, who's the older brother? Because he's somebody else.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny. They're like, Johnny, your brother. He's up the tower again. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? Mom's so fat. I have to wash her. I have to wash my fat mother.
It takes me a very long time because of how fat she is. And I can't be wrangling 2 disabilities at once. All right?
It's a sad movie because
I'm sure.
that house collapses on that lady and she dies.
She should have eaten a salad.
I think the house catches fire or something. I don't know.
As per the American Dad episode, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, he climbs a tower about it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. New nightmare though. I'd rather talk about American Dad than this.
So her solution to this TV being on with playing this movie is to unplug it
instead of just hitting the power button.
Yeah. And then, so that causes their son to have a screaming fit.
Yeah.
Which is the perfect time for a phone call.
It is. Now, again, there are a lot of tropes that I notice right away in movies these days. And one of them is getting off the phone with a threatening, and it's scream. Fucking hanging up the phone on somebody threatening you, and then somebody calling back, and then them just picking up the phone and screaming into it without even knowing if it's the same person.
I love it.
Which is what she does here. And also, she screams in front of her young child, son of a bitch, and nobody says anything about that being inappropriate.
Well, look.
Don't watch horror movies, but you gotta know the swear words.
Somebody's gotta call CPS, please.
Somebody should have called them a while ago.
So, yeah. It's the Freddy perv. Ring, ring, it's the Freddy perv.
Yeah.
So she hangs up. He calls back. Freddy's coming for you. And she, goes outside to get her husband as he peels off.
Yeah, he's done.
The tires squawk and his back end wraps around and he's
He heard the fucking phone ring, and he's like, I don't want any part of this shit.
Fuck this.
Deal with it your fucking self. I'm an absent husband.
Like, so in between him leaving, there was another earthquake, the house cracked, and there was like 2 phone calls.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there. Just sitting there letting that happen.
He was
heard the son just having a fit, like, oh my god. And he's like trying to find
wife
his keys.
is screaming into the phone.
He's like just like panicking, gotta get my keys. Go.
I heard the limo driver could deal with this. She fucking yells at the limo driver to wait a minute, but his windows are up and she receives no acknowledgement whatsoever. So how did he even hear her?
I don't think he did.
There's no way that he did.
No, I think his job is just like he can't just go empty-handed to the interview.
Well, the whole thing is there's a deadline. Like she's gonna be fucking late all the time.
Oh, so she goes back in and her son's like, "Hey, somebody's coming."
Yep.
And then another quake, and then the phone call.
How are we not putting twos together about Freddy's existence already?
Oh yeah, so the babysitter comes in, the phone rings, and she's like, "Leave us alone, you bad person." And the guy's like, "Hey, I'm just trying to do my goddamn job." And like, so yeah, I guess the moral of the story is if you're gonna answer the phone, just like find out who it is first.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with a hello before leave us alone, ID. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Because yeah.
Get caller fucking ID. If you have a stalker, change your number. Like, there's so many options.
You're rich.
You know how much harder it was to find somebody's new number in 1994?
You're rich.
Yep.
You're rich. Just get a new home.
Move.
Burn that one to the ground.
I mean, you got earthquakes. You might as well move anyway.
Yep. So the limo driver's a fucking weirdo. Yeah? I think we can all agree upon that. The limo driver is a weirdo.
Go on.
Oh, well, he's just like looking at her in the mirror. He's like, "Hey,
we're gonna be late.
You're that girl from that thing.
Yeah,
the guy with the."
Yep. Were you just calling me? Because here we are again.
Honestly, it could have been.
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's what I like about the job. I get to drive the stars." She's in 2. At this point, like 2 movies.
2 movies that like aren't that big of a deal.
I mean, she's in a lot of things afterwards. I think she's still in things. But at that point, like, what has she been in?
If anything, it sort of seems like she may have taken a break from acting to age and lose the ability to act.
Easy.
She's talking to babes. I gotta go. Forgive me. Like a fucking android.
I've got to go. Forgive me.
Yeah, like Cell from Dragon Ball Z.
Like
Majin Buu doing his best impression of a person.
Like Butlertron from Clone High.
Sure, RoboCop.
Wesley. So he's like, "Yeah, I fucking love all your stuff." And then he names every part of the film that doesn't have her in it.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, your boyfriend getting dragged across the ceiling." She wasn't there. She wasn't in that fucking scene.
You know what my favorite parts of the movies you're in are? The parts that you're not in at all.
I love that film you were in. All the scenes with Johnny Depp. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you, you bitch. Where are we going? Your interview? I'm going to make you late.
Fuck.
So she's almost late. She gets there, though.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
And then, like, despite the fact she doesn't want to do a fucking Freddy movie at all, she can't escape people who won't stop gushing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, put that in the fucking resume that you sent. Put that in your audition tape. I'm Heather Langenkamp, and I fucking don't want to do another Freddy.
Well, what if? Now, hear me out. We're not going to call it Nightmare on Elm Street. We're going to call it Daymare on Oak Avenue. Just kidding. It's a working title.
This time his thumb has a knife, too. That's different, right?
It can't be Freddy Krueger legally, but it's pretty damn close.
So this is a dumbass fucking cartoonish talk show where the host is doing his best impression of Jimmy Fallon on coke because he's the most fucking, like, flamboyantly jovial person.
To be honest, he didn't even register.
Well, I mean, he's got like 3 lines, but he makes them memorable with his behavior.
Well, Heather Langenkamp. All right.
I'd have preferred that. Just tap the pencil on the desk like Johnny Carson and fuck off.
So, they're like, I really, it's funny that she's like, "Oh, Freddy, I'm kind of done with that. Well, how would you like to be on a TV interview where we, I don't know, exclusively talk about Freddy Krueger and the fact that it's not, first of all, 1994.
It sure is.
Freddy's been dead since 1991. That's 3 years.
Never forget, though.
What other film, do it 3 years later, are we interviewing the stars of asking about the... What the fuck?
Nope. No, I want to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street because I know you hate it.
Yeah.
Because talk shows, they get the list of questions before they go on stage.
Must have been a slow week.
You could have so she didn't even, like, read it over. She just looks at it. That's probably fine. Yep. Because that would have been nipped early.
Oh,
how about talk to my agent? Because he also knows the situation with Nightmare on Elm Street.
How come it sounds like Robert Englund's in the next room?
Oh, that's weird, isn't it?
Sounds like Robert Englund scuttling about. Smells like burnt flesh and Robert.
This is like Robert with 70s hippie glasses and a large nose in the next room. How come it feels like I can't really breathe all that well? Is there somebody in the room adjacent using all the oxygen?
Is there somebody with a turtleneck and a jacket on named Robert?
You just get so specific about it.
So yeah, surprise, surprise. They're like, oh man, so how would you like to see Robert right now? And
well, I'll tell you, you don't have a choice.
Yeah. Oh no, the question is like, oh, would you trust him with your kids?
An actor in a movie I was in that I haven't spoken to in probably half a decade?
I mean, I guess in an emergency, but he's not a murderer, right? He's just a person.
Yeah.
And he's probably capable of taking care of children because he's got
Fair
money.
Enough. And and he's quite cordial. He's very friendly.
Yeah, outside of being Freddy Krueger,
it's a guy.
Yeah, he's just
it's a guy
man.
I know.
He wears turtlenecks for God's sake.
Oh, constantly.
My brother in Christ.
Very nice. Very nice blazers as well. Nobody commits a murder in a $1,000 blazer. You know, that's a lot. That's a fucking pricey dry cleaning bill.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, as long as he's dressed up, I think I trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not gonna do anything to compromise the integrity of the suede.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Here he is.
Knock, knock. Not even a knock. Just
we slide that back and he just walks right in. He waltzes into my space.
I think he just rips through the wall.
He might do that. Yeah, you might be right.
I think he damages property. I mean, I would too, and I wouldn't tell anybody I'm about to do it because once you've done it, what are they gonna do? You know, I'm Freddy Krueger. I'm gonna get you, bitch. Freddy's back. So this whole interview, I think Sorry, I burped.
No, that's fine.
And I didn't want people to know that I burped, but I had to keep talking.
I was reading a point that I wrote that you already covered about how it doesn't make sense that she's uncomfortable around Robert Englund.
Yeah. I mean, he does get weird later in the film. But,
sure, but not yet.
But I feel like this movie needed more.
Oh, thanks.
We need more Robert.
Thanks for pointing out a flaw.
Robert kind of just disappears.
He does. He's busy working on... His apartment looks like he shoots porn in it. Or house, or whatever the fuck it was.
He might. Maybe he moonlights.
Not because of any, like, objects in it, but just... You know how, like, you see those mansions that people rent out for, like, advertisements for Bitcoin? And you could tell that it's just a rented mansion in, like, the Hollywood Hills or something that some guy fucking gives you for a week?
Yeah.
That's his house.
Well, yeah. That's probably how he makes his money when he's not making Freddy Krueger films.
I bet.
Freddy Krueger rips through the wall, you know, as you do. Crowd goes wild. Turns out the crowd is a bunch of children in Freddy Krueger masks.
Great. Thanks again for putting me in a situation where I'm going to have a panic attack because of my PTSD, because of my stalker, because of these movies.
Yeah.
Good talk show.
I wrote here, like, would you leave your son alone with Robert? Like, is he in costume all the time?
Yeah.
Like, is he going to look like that?
That's how he's tucking my son into bed? Maybe not.
Yeah. So after the whole thing, you know, Robert signing all these autographs, nobody gives a fuck about Heather.
No.
That or she's just like, I'm not signing, but she's just like standing there while Robert's like, and she's like, come on, we're going to be late.
You'd think she would be signing more because you could see her actual face in the movies.
Yeah, you would think.
You know?
You mean I walked by Robert Englund, and I wouldn't know him. I mean, I would.
Unless he got into a car accident. Or was wearing a striped flannel. Maybe then.
Yeah?
You know?
Yeah, those would be circumstances where I'd be like, hold on.
He had that hat on.
Oh, by the way, that hat.
Yep.
So, all right, let's talk about this real quick?
Sure.
These movies are based on a nightmare.
That's right.
Do you know about the Hat Man?
The Hat Man.
Yeah, when you take too much Benadryl.
No.
A lot of people hallucinate the Hat Man.
Okay. Is it the same fucking hat? So people just saw Nightmare on Elm Street, and like as a kid, and they were kind of startled by it, and that's just like a repressed memory that comes out when you take sleep aids.
That or Wes Craven took a lot of Benadryl once. And he was visited by the Hat Man.
Well, the story behind the Freddy costume is that I think there was like a janitor at his school, and he was a kid who he found frightening.
Well, yeah. If the janitor is janitoring in that hat and like a trench coat, yeah, I'm not gonna go near him.
Either that, or like it was a guy that he saw out of his window, just like staring in. I don't remember the full story. One of them's fake.
Either way, I still say he took too much Benadryl.
Well, sure, Ambien, you know,
and it really paid off for him.
It did, literally.
It paid off quite well. So. Take a couple Benadryls tonight. See what happens. Write a movie, guys.
I didn't see a Hat Man. I don't think I saw much.
You didn't take enough.
Yeah.
You got to take a bunch, I think.
The way you said it sounded like you just did.
Nah, I think you got to take a bunch, and then the Hat Man comes a knocking.
That's fine. I'll see the Hat Man.
Somebody will
hang out with me.
Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it, guys. Google it. Just Google it. All right. So yeah. Now we're going to fucking see Bob. I think his name's Bob.
I don't remember.
He works at New Line Cinema.
Yeah. And he's like, "Hey Heather, please, for the love of fuck's sake, do another Freddy movie, please God.
Please. I got to pay for this gigantic pop art of Freddy Krueger somehow.
I'll suck you if you do one.
I'll find something to suck on you, that's for sure." So
her whole argument about not wanting to do another Freddy movie, aside from the stalker, which, first of all, why are you letting a stalker control your business decisions?
Yeah.
But also, I have a son now.
Okay.
So the fuck what?
Lie to him.
It's incredibly easy when they're young.
Yeah. Who cares?
Don't let him visit a set.
Maybe don't tell your son, I'm going to be in a movie where a man kills children in their sleep. Is it real? Is it not? We don't know.
So be a better parent.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want as an adult and be a parent as well.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, as a child, I had no fucking idea what my mom did at work.
No clue.
You know what? Easy enough. Don't tell your child about your day.
And let me tell you, if my grandmother had told me that part of her job is taking children away from their families, I probably would have been pretty upset.
So, what you're saying is, your grandmother is the Freddy Krueger of irresponsible children? Irresponsible parents.
That's right. The only people that get upset when the child gets taken away are the parents who suck. So it's like a reverse Freddy, in a way.
Yeah.
People are mostly like, thank you, my grandmother, for doing that.
Thank you, my grandmother, for doing Your grandmother is the reverse Freddy Krueger in the way that she takes the children away from the parents while the parents are usually sleeping in a car.
Also, it's for the children's safety, as opposed to their detriment.
All right, well, I mean, she's not taking them into the afterlife and storing their souls in her belly.
That's true.
To open her sweater later and
have
faces.
them scream. Yeah. That's not happening, no.
No, she's not, like, giving birth to another demon baby. That also fucking happens at some point. Like a nun shits out a Freddy baby. It's a whole one. It's like number 5.
I can guarantee you that my grandmother has never shit out a Freddy baby. But I will say this.
Woo!
She knits a good sweater.
Oh.
All right.
As long as there's no faces under it, we're good. So, I think Bob also was like, hey, we got your husband already working on the glove, so don't be a bitch.
And she's like, fuck, excuse me?
Hey, listen, don't be a real bitch about this.
It's like,
This seems like something you're gonna be a bitch about. Don't listen. Before you bitch. We've already got the glove.
he's like 3 prototype gloves deep at this point.
Oh my god.
We're invested, okay?
Yeah, I think she's had enough of that. That's
Yeah.
I think at some point she's like, I've been getting these phone calls, and then the phone rings, and he's like, well, why won't you answer your phone? He's like, well, we got people for that. Won't anybody answer the phone?
Take a hint.
Yeah, phone calls, they'll scare the shit out of you at the right time.
So fuck this guy. Fuck you and your new lines and your cinemas.
Oof, and your logo that's a square with 2 pieces of film reel sticking through
it's
it.
supposed to look like that.
Boom,
film.
boom, 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 and then they fold
and
together.
then light gets cut through with like 4 slices.
Yep. And guess what else they own? Friday the 13th. So
Yeah, well,
it's also,
not even remotely surprised.
and then the same deal. But
Yeah,
without
but
the
one that
Yeah.
machete, so it's probably thicker.
and you know who else they own? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So,
That's great.
And you know, like
Hellraiser?
Maybe that'd be pretty cool.
It would.
I'd like to see. You know, I don't know how they do it, but I'd watch Hellraiser and Leatherface slap hands.
Slap hands.
Let's do that. Fucking Leather Razor
Leather razor,
or Hell Leather.
which is, you know,
These are both sound like
if you need a good shave,
they sound like horrific pornos.
they do.
Hellface.
I can almost
Face
guarantee you
razor.
that there is a porn parody of every single one of these movies. I bet.
Absolutely. I would never watch any of them because they're so low budget.
Oh, dude.
That you would.
It's like I shot this in my mom's attic.
Have you seen the ET one?
I refuse to.
It's
I
like
won't.
paper mache. And it's like somebody fucking a lady wearing paper mache.
Great. I saw the SpongeBob one and I was like, that's enough of this genre for me.
Imagine that, but low budget. Like
I'm sorry. In the SpongeBob one, the lady is literally wearing a fishbowl on her head.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
and the dick's yellow. And,
Yeah, she probably got a yeast infection. She probably got a fucking yeast infection.
fuck. Ugh.
I don't think there's lady safe paint for going up inside you.
There can't have been in the early 2000s when I'm sure it was shot.
Anyway, so yeah, the ET one's pretty fucking gross because
Yeah.
I think
they all are.
it's like I don't know. I got no words for it, but it's not in English. I'll tell you that much.
On my paper here, I've written this limo driver is on coke. I can only assume that during the drive back home, he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Oh, he didn't shut the. She had to close the window
Yeah,
on him, and he
yeah.
still was talking.
Yeah, which is, I mean, take the hint, eh? That's the one.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Well,
is the hint that I don't want to talk, is when I close a door on you, glass or otherwise.
oh, the window's not silent either. It goes.
No. And it's slow. Like,
Oh yeah, it's a painful slow.
It's really emphatic.
So I don't know. She is this where she calls?
The next thing I wrote is that Dylan's having Freddy dreams.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes, he
then
is.
I also wrote literally no explanation as to why suddenly Freddy is real. Which is because you don't get the explanation until the movie's like 2/3 over. So I'm just sitting here being fucking, like 2 of these pages are me being confused as to what's real and not in the movie. Thanks.
I really didn't have that hard of a time.
Oh.
So yeah, she gets home and Dylan is having an epileptic fit.
Yeah,
In his
during his
bed.
Freddy dream.
Yeah, because he had a Freddy dream wherein Rex was. Oh, by the way, Rex is his stuffed dinosaur.
Terrible. It's like calling a dog Rover.
It really
Be
is.
more creative than that.
Well, Wes Craven's dead, so who are you gonna say that to?
I'm not sure I knew that. Thanks for the heads up.
I think he's dead.
Now I'm more. This is worse than 9/11 for me.
Well, yeah, it's 9/12. Actually, it was at 9/13. I gotta get. Oh my
Sure.
god. Either way, Dylan having a fit.
He is.
And then we look at Rex here with these 4 just like scratch claw marks right through him.
That's right. Once again, you were in the movies. You know what it looks like when he starts coming through from the dream world.
Yeah.
And that's been happening all day.
Like trim Dylan's toenails. that would be the
because he puts that fucking dinosaur right at his feet.
Yeah, there's two options here. Either Freddy or Dylan needs to get his toenails trimmed.
And also, he's missing one toe.
Was he in a mining accident?
Well, he is a miner.
God damn.
Woo! We're fucking on point. Man, welcome back. All I do is make puns all day now these days. Fuck it.
Hey. I don't have a pun to follow that up with, but here's where I would just punch one in if I could.
You would punch one in?
I'm gonna drink myself to death.
Oh.
Christ. So this is where Heather calls Chase.
Yeah, and why the fuck did you lie to me for months and months?
Yeah, why did you lie? Why did you lie? Because you said you were supplying foam for like a soap commercial.
Yeah.
Since when has there ever been foam in a soap commercial that hasn't been CG?
That's a great question and a great point. I was trying to think of one.
I don't know. I don't remember commercials anymore. All the worst streaming services now have commercials.
Tell that to my Roku.
I will.
I'm trying to watch Kitchen Nightmares. Like, I don't need advertisements for fucking Allstate.
At a severely different volume.
Oh, yes. It is also that. It's quite that. Now.
We'll be right back to Kitchen Nightmares. Allstate! And then
I have to tell you, on the Roku TV, it's reversed.
Is it?
So the commercials are quiet as fuck.
Oh, shit.
So when you start playing, it shows an ad right away, like a YouTube video. And I was like, oh, I gotta turn my volume up. So I got the opposite. Allstate. God, this week on Kitchen Nightmares! Gordon Ramsay sounds like this anyway, all the time!
Don't adjust your volume. It's Gordon Ramsay.
Fuck.
On my mom's, it's like, it'll be like, here's the show. Oh, here's a commercial. Oh, we're out of commercial? Well, here's the Roku song for a minute.
Holy fuck, dude.
So good luck falling asleep to the Forensic Files channel when every 15 minutes it's like, oh, you want some Javex for your dirty sink?
More jarring than running into Freddy in a dream.
Yeah, exactly.
You get woken up like a bomb's going and somebody dropped a mortar through your ceiling.
And then you're like, oh, why does it sound like I'm on hold with a funky internet service provider?
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, so she calls fucking Chase, and while Chase is there, Chase, why did you make this hand so scary? It's like meat and bone. My God, Chase.
Well, we're making a Nightmare on Elm Street that's actually quite serious and frightening, despite the fact that a disembodied hand runs around like Bruce Campbell's.
God, that's such a good film. Yeah, this is serious though.
Yeah,
it's a meat and bones.
Serious the way that he looks like a flasher, which I guess he was one canonically, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know what you're complaining about.
Fucking trench coat, man. It must be hot in that hospital.
So Heather,
this whole conversation is nothing.
She wants him to come home.
Yeah, but like we're just gonna gloss over lying to your spouse for months in a way that's like almost as bad as cheating on them.
Yeah,
and just deflect every one of her concerns about anything ever. It's not that big. It'll be fine. I'm getting phone calls, which means that somebody who wants to kill me knows where we live.
And she's like, our son's acting like Freddy. You know the one?
Our son is showing signs of early onset personality disorders.
Well, I gotta put this glove together.
I don't want to go to Palm Springs and lather up naked women for showers.
I'm 4 blocks down the street. I really gotta work. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be here all weekend.
Yeah, they must live so fucking close too.
So, yeah, that's that. I think they. So
in that scene, they pan back to the glove that was on the table and it's missing now.
Yeah, because he finally decides, like, like Freddy, you say, I'm on my way.
Yeah,
and he takes this huge phone with him.
It's a huge phone. Remember car phones? Isn't it funny to think about how there was an era where it was a status symbol to have a phone in your car, which is now illegal to use?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Also, seatbelts were optional. It's weird thinking about fucking smoking on airplanes.
Some vehicles just had sideways and backwards facing seats, which is hilarious too.
They did.
Why would you ever want to face backwards? You're just asking to throw up.
I didn't really think about it, but you're right.
Ugh. That's the worst way to sit on any train. If you sit backwards on a train, you're a psychopath.
I read this thing once, and it's right, but it was a story. It was like a list of ways to really, really unnerve people, and one of them was to get onto a crowded elevator and not turn around. Like if somebody did that to you, wouldn't that be fucked? You're just like,
yeah.
They just walk in and stare at the back wall the whole time. They don't turn around to face the door or anything.
That would be. I would be expecting the back door to open.
Yeah, like a hospital?
Yeah, like a secret one I'm not supposed to be on or something. Some Men in Black shit.
Oh, fuck.
So it's nighttime. And what are we going to read to our child? I don't know.
A story about a person stealing children to eat them.
You're goddamn right.
That's great. We'll do Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's one of the better ones to do about trying to burn an old lady alive in an oven.
That's fantastic. Now, once this story gets not even remotely as frightening as any of my movies, I'm gonna suggest that we read a better story, a different one.
Oh yeah,
because my movies aren't gruesome enough.
Don't
this
read
story
that.
though.
Don't. Yeah, this is too much. Don't worry.
I'll leave you alone with the TV on so you can watch a horror movie, but not fucking Hansel and Gretel, not on my watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this mid-book. Oh, don't worry, Dylan knows all the fucking words.
Doesn't even matter. He'll just finish it for you.
In a creepy voice.
Yeah, while giving you like a side eye, like a dickhead too.
Yeah. So... Yeah, he wants her to like finish it because he's like, hey, I need to know how they get back home. It's important for tonight.
I mean, it's important to finish that story because it ends on a high note. At least the like Americanized version of it. So, yeah, you might have just scared the shit out of your kid, but it's all good because they get home safe. You might want to include that little element if you're worried about traumatizing your child.
Oh my god, please. How
do they get back? Breadcrumbs. Oh, the things that birds and woodland animals eat? That's realistic.
I think he even points that out. He's like, hey, daddy's on his way home. And he's like, oh, he can follow the bed.
Crumbs.
Whew.
You're just going to cut that out, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. So, daddy's on his way home. Theoretically, he could follow the breadcrumbs. And then he's like, oh, if the birds don't eat them.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, they'll be gone and he'll get lost.
Do you want your daddy to die?
He's already nowhere ever.
Well, I'll tell you where he is right at this moment.
Yeah.
Falling asleep at the wheel.
He sure is, dude. He
is falling directly asleep.
Doesn't Heather call him to come home during the day?
She sure does.
Is he shooting the Freddy movie in Oregon? Why is it nighttime?
It must be far away. He doesn't say where, I don't think, but it must be.
I assumed just fucking Hollywood, but
why did he have to go so far? He's
like on an interstate and it's fucking pitch black.
Why was he making that glove outside on the side of the road?
So he's got a trailer of props?
Why is he not in a building?
Maybe there's like welding involved.
Okay, like they're not filming. Like,
no, I mean, like fire hazard.
Is there not like a studio?
Like, he's like grinding outside or something. There's metal shavings. I don't know.
Right.
Why am I making excuses for a movie I hate?
Because it's a great movie you're gonna learn to love.
So here we go. This was my whole point, and I started.
Okay.
that already failed at speaking, so that's good. The dynamic of a family is not conducive to a Freddy movie. There's no element of isolation. Parents should be absent enough to allow for autonomy or authoritative figures who are the stubborn voice of reason. And we don't get any of this shit. We just get, somehow we're in love with each other and we have a kid. And it's great because we get to go to bed in the same bed.
Somehow they had sex. That's how
they're
babies
loving
are made.
each other apart because they have no chemistry whatsoever romantically.
Oh, well,
it's just Heather trying to clean up his fucking messes and him never saying thank you.
Hey,
that's her whole job.
C'est la vie. I'll tell you
Divorce.
What we get is just a rendition of REM's. Oh God, what is it? Domer's like, that's me in the corner.
Losing my religion. It's like the third line in that chorus.
We get just a terrific rendition of that.
Right.
While we're trying to stay awake because here's where Freddy is blurring the lines.
Yeah. On the road. for Chase.
Because like Chase is trying to turn the music up to stay awake, and Freddy's like, "Well, no radio stations then for you.
Pick a heavier song.
Pick a. Well,
You're listening to the
it's
fucking
94.
Lullaby channel.
If that was ever a channel, there would be so many more car accidents. So yeah, and then it's like Freddy's glove starts to come up through the seat of the truck, and
right at Dick level, we'll say Dick grade because we're talking horizontally.
Yeah, there you go. Perpendicular.
Hey, you got one in. That's all that fucking matters.
Huzzah!
All right, and we're back.
So gives a little twang on the crotch, little pokeroo, and
a little. He's asking for consent.
He is. He's like, he's
which
doing,
is nice. He's grown and deaf.
He doesn't have a mouth, so he's just like pointing at what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he brushes that off because clearly he can feel that in real life. I don't know what the fuck he thought was happening to his crotch, or like a sharp object was poking into it.
He's very. He sounds for the drive.
No. Not in this movie.
Some people
don't you make this movie dirty.
Some people are not going to go know what sounding is, and that's a dangerous Google search.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Don't
look up a text article.
So finally Chase falls asleep after so long of waffling. Am I going to sleep? Am I not? Am I going to sleep at the wheel? Am I going to stay awake and see my family again?
I should probably pull over and take a quick 10-minute power.
Nah, he decides he can do both.
Yep. Like Anthony Kiedis. One time Anthony Kiedis was on heroin and he goes, I could close my eyes for 5 seconds, and he woke up in the air.
Wow. But he's okay though, right?
I mean, as okay as Anthony Kiedis can be.
Good. Those Red Hot Chili Peppers need to keep on peppering. So.
Yes. This movie.
We're back at Heather's place, and she's waking up from a dream.
Yes.
Because a car accident literally just happened, and now she's woken up because it was a dream. We're safe. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Once again,
it was a dream.
It was just a dream.
It was just a dream.
So I was pissed, and I wrote a whole paragraph how pissed I was.
Well,
immediately becomes irrelevant when the cops show up to tell her that he's dead.
Yeah, so it wasn't a dream.
No, it wasn't, but she still had it, which explained that shit.
I mean, nothing's to say she was having this dream about that. She could have just woken up. She may have
just startled awake.
Yeah, and that's just how they chose to edit the film.
Yep, so deliberately being deceitful. Thanks, Wes.
Hey, shut your fucking mouth.
You'll notice that I mentioned that Heather has lost her ability to act. Once again, as evidenced by the fact that she cries exactly 0 tears when she finds out her husband's dead.
Well, it's because he's a terrible person.
That's true, but she obviously didn't think so.
She's probably like, well, finally, one less thing I got to clean up after around here.
Yeah, fine.
Well, I guess you're not making that fruity movie after all, are you, Wes?
Jesus.
Also, so during that scene with the phone call, he's also like, yeah, these 2 knuckleheads didn't show up to work today.
Oh.
So I got to put in this overtime.
Mm-hmm. Take some hints.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fucking again with Heather Langenkamp's way of being visibly upset for a film is to open her mouth like a trout when she speaks. She just sticks her lips out like she wants to be a Kardashian, and that's her sad face.
Well, what's your sad face look like?
Wait until about 10 p.m. and you'll see it.
Jace thinks you think you guys are just the best fucking sad face in town, huh?
So let's go to the fucking morgue to identify the body and somehow surprise the morgue people, like as if they didn't know she was coming down to do the most important thing you do to a dead person.
The weird thing is, like, this is all happening.
Oh, first of all, right away? Yeah. The same night that they recover his fucking busted ass corpse from a car accident.
Like, how did you not beat the body there? Like, they gotta scrape that shit up off the side. I guess maybe they already scraped it and like delivered it, and they're like, well,
they don't have time to dress it up nice or anything. You just get it raw, dog.
Well, they certainly didn't have time to stop cutting a body open and pulling its guts out.
That's true. They were just doing that in there, yeah.
Yeah, she just fucking kicks the door open, guts everywhere.
And like again,
there's like
hey,
4 people just sawing a body open.
That body right there, yeah. His wife is gonna be here any minute. Maybe grab the sheet.
My hands are bloody. I'm sorry. It's a white sheet.
How is that worse than?
It's a white sheet.
Everything else that she could see.
What I really like is so they go in and she's like, well, here's the body over here. We have it on the table by itself in the back right here alone. No other bodies. It's LA. I don't know. We have a body shortage. Nobody's dying. Nobody's dying.
Yeah, you think it would be fucking jam-packed with bodies.
Like, we're overloaded with bodies. We just see the body pile. Pick the one out you're looking for. And
here's a hook.
They like pull it back over the face. But then just enough so you can see like, because in this car crash, like after Freddy plucks on his ding-a-ling, he like reaches up and just grabs him by the chest and just like rips him open.
Huge
and then that's when he
And she's like, no, show me it.
Yeah, she like sees just an inch. She's like, a little more, like the sugar water guy, more, until she just like shoves his hands back and like, show me the corpse.
Behind my head.
And that upsets her.
Yeah, she asked for all of this.
She not only asked
repeatedly,
for all of it, but like saw something 10 times worse in the other room. Somebody
also,
was split wide open.
You're right.
Guts every. Yep. You didn't go, whoa, hold on. Maybe you want to... Jesus Christ.
Fucking Morticia should have just like turned to her and be like, I told you. I told you like 5 times you wouldn't like that.
Yeah, this is why we...
It's the whole point.
This is why we only show the face, is basically what he says.
I can only identify him by his dick shape. Show me it all.
Here, let me get that in my mouth.
Yep, tastes like Chase.
Oh,
fuck.
So, right here, she just walks into the fucking morgue.
Yeah.
I can't, like, knock
That's
on
what I
the
mean.
goddamn
Like,
door.
and like nobody is notified of her appearance, as if she's not fucking being driven by police to the morgue, because you know that she is. She's distraught.
Yeah, and then so the guy's like, yeah, we just need you to sign this paper, but she's already leaving.
Completely ignoring medical procedure. I literally wrote that.
Yeah, like, and he said
like,
it loud enough.
The legality of this, like, a signature is legally required here.
Anybody would have been like, oh, what was that? Sorry?
Yeah.
And turned around. No, she just
like,
kept walking.
Or chased her down. Like, this needs us. We can't do anything. It's just gonna rot.
You mean like she would like roll the dead body at her?
Get a 9-10?
And
we came back full circle, dude.
Yeah,
I'm checking all the fucking boxes off this week. I don't give a shit.
Good. It's been a while since they've been checked.
I'm pissed.
So now we're at go right from that to the funeral.
Yeah, like, this must be the next day, too. Like, you don't really get an indication of passage of time.
No.
So it must be like 10 a.m. the next day. They worked overtime to prepare that body for the closed casket.
We got Chase. Chase is in the death basket. Lowering him into the thing. Everybody's there. Oh boy, why is everybody there?
It's a great question. People that you haven't spoken to in years, probably.
People from did Chase work on all of these films? I don't think so. I feel like they hired him specifically for this one, is what Bob said.
Just got through doing fucking soap bubble commercials. He's brand new.
Yeah, so why is the dad from the first movie? Why is Freddy Krueger there? Fucking Robert Englund's never met this guy, as far as I know.
Yeah. And like, she was visibly uncomfortable by his presence on the talk show. How do you think she's going to respond at his funeral?
Yeah, like,
she's probably not going to like his presence there.
Also, he does something fucking weird, doesn't he? He says some weird shit like, I gotta go.
Yeah, he probably like fucking
like looks at the
body
body
on the casket or something. Fucking I don't know if you noticed, but the casket being lowered by the crank into the grave is overdubbed. No. Also, 80% of Chase's lines in this movie are overdubbed.
That's fine. He doesn't have very many.
No, it's stupid. Just reshoot it.
You know what I did notice, Jay? With all these, cast members at the funeral.
Yeah.
From the movies that she's been in, like the first and second film, they're all there.
Mm-hmm.
You got like the dad. Where the fuck is Johnny Depp? You telling me Johnny Depp's too goddamn busy to come to this funeral? You got Freddy Krueger there. What's Johnny Depp doing?
You know what he's too busy to come to? Please. This movie.
I was gonna say, please don't tell me he's wrangling his brother. Keeping him off the water tower.
No.
I won't. I bet you.
I bet they asked for a
Timeline it.
cameo, and he was like, "I'm doing Pirates of the Caribbean in 2 years, probably."
I mean, I don't want to do the math.
Oh, it's way more than 2 years. But
Can somebody? I feel like this might be a Gilbert Grape thing here.
it may be.
I don't want. I'm not
It
gonna
might
get
have
up and
come
Google
after.
it.
That might have come after. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get up and Google it.
He was. Yeah.
Important.
He was doing other things too, but those are the two I know.
No, he only did Gilbert. Gilbert.
Well, Gottfried is dead. So is that.
He is, isn't he?
He is.
93. It was before this film.
Actually, it was shooting at literally the same time then.
Yeah.
Probably.
Likely. So he was too busy getting silly brain down from a tree
Silly brain, dude.
and launching his
That
mama.
that broccoli head.
Don't say that. It's not. He doesn't belong in the Cabbage Patch.
So at this funeral, there's a fucking earthquake.
You know there is. Why wouldn't there be?
And Heather falls on the casket, gets knocked the fuck out.
Oh, I don't know why she gets up and I'm like, it's an earthquake. Just sit. Just sit.
You chill.
Just sit. There's
Probably
no
better. Probably easier on the ground.
You're in a goddamn cemetery. What door frame are you bracing yourself in? Sit down and enjoy
Right
the
out in
ride.
open. Everything that could fall on you is under the ground.
Yeah, it's true.
I guess your concern would be that you want to get away from the dirt because they might rise up, like New Orleans. It's the fucking Michael Jackson Thriller video. Anytime there's a Category 3.
Call of Duty and there's another wave just rise. There's all the old people's like, ugh. Yeah, so she falls, cracks her skull.
She does.
Opens her eyes, and for some reason her child is being dragged into the coffin. Not like into the coffin, into like coffin world. Like inside the coffin is coffin world.
Yeah.
And that's where Freddy Krueger is dragging him. And it looks very cozy. I'm not going to lie.
Dude. They line those nice. They want them to be nice for the people who are never going to experience it.
I mean, when we die, I hope we all go to Coffin World. It's a fun little shoot.
Regardless, yeah, you probably go to Coffin World.
Yeah, so he's
You
just
feel like a salmon in one of those fucking this giant fake rivers that they fucking blast them like a cannon through to get over dams and shit.
Oh yeah, do you think they're embarrassed by that?
With the salmon?
Yeah, they're like, do you think they feel stupid? Like,
This sucks.
Fuck, all right, get me in the tube.
It's probably more like taking a bullet train. Like you're just thankful for the opportunity to not have to walk.
I feel like getting grabbed like that. Just like,
Shoved. Yeah.
The salmon, they probably do like an oof every time.
You don't have to manhandle me.
Just, you fucking feel my eggs? Easy. Those are eggs.
Watch out for my eggies.
Yeah, they gotta feel stupid shooting out of that too.
Yeah, fair enough. They do.
Oh, God. So, Freddy Krueger's dragging your kid into casket world. I mean, what do? You go into casket world.
I guess, yeah.
That's what she does.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls him out.
Great.
Yep. Like, stop acting like you hate this film.
It's a fucking dream. I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens as long as it's enjoyable to watch.
So she pulls him out, and then like the body of Chase kind of slumps forward and starts bleeding from the. I think he says, "Stay with me, Heather." He's bleeding from his eyes and mouth.
Where was this enthusiasm for our relationship in your life?
Yeah, you sure spent a lot of time working on that hand. What were you doing with that hand over in the trailer?
Yeah. Fucking so enthusiastic about another hand, and you never used those fingers on me.
So, dad comes over. Well, not her dad, but like her dad. Her dad from the first film, the movie, the guy,
right. Mm-hmm.
The guy who looks like he could be a Walker Texas Ranger. He comes over and he's like, "Listen, I'm a dick in the movies. I'm your dad. You got a bump on your head. Like you got like this fucking dent in your skull there. What's that?"
For some reason, I wrote the funeral director doesn't skip a beat despite the earthquake that knocked Heather out because he keeps reading the fucking Bible prayer. The chick is fucking half dead on the ground.
It's L.A. He's got a thing.
Holy shit!
He's got a thing.
It's like whatever. This is just a Wednesday.
May we all get home safely, dear God.
All of us except for you, obviously.
Yeah, I see what happened. I hope you can drive. You were gonna send her home alone? Somebody better be driving her.
Wes Craven just self-injects. He didn't need to be in the scene at all, but he just fucking pops his head in.
Well, look, would you rather be watching a Quentin Tarantino movie where you know he's going to be sucking a toe when he comes in? As soon as you see him, you're like, he's either going to say the N-word or he's going to be putting a foot in his mouth. He wrote the movie. He didn't have to do either of those things, but he did.
A very often glossed over fact is that Quentin Tarantino wrote a character into the movie that he could play himself so that he could get away with saying the N-word.
Yeah.
Many times.
Boy, oh boy, did he ever. And the movie, I gotta tell you, I watched it. I don't see what everybody's so hopped up about.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, you like sodomy?
Well, I mean, there are some parts that are obviously upsetting.
You like the threat of sodomy for a very long time?
I like fucking Christoph Waltz. What can I say?
It's fine.
He's so German.
It's fine for a small portion of the film. And like, if that was just like a part of the movie where it just happened, but like that's like the part of the movie people go to. We got to make fun of the movie. Well, let's get the GIMP in a box.
Yeah.
And we'll get the GIMP in a box.
Oh, you're talking about fucking Pulp Fiction now.
Well, what are you talking about?
Django Unchained?
Oh,
the N-word movie?
He says it in Pulp Fiction too. How many movies? How many movies?
This entire time I'm like, oh, where Quentin Tarantino says, yeah, you're talking about Django, right?
No, I'm talking about when he's very upset.
It didn't tip you off when I said I liked Christoph Waltz, the German guy that's not at all in Pulp Fiction?
I didn't think he was in that movie. I'm like, oh, maybe he's the dude who's got the guy in a box. That guy was awfully southern, though.
Shit. No, that guy, he's in like a... Fuck, it's never gonna come to me, but he's in another thing where he's an asshole, too.
Whew, well...
It's not Beetlejuice, but it's some shit like that.
So, what part of Django Unchained has the threat of sodomy for a very long time?
Well...
I skipped over that part.
I took sodomy very loosely. I was thinking about where Jamie Foxx is about to get his dick and balls removed.
No, I was talking about...
The GIMP in the box and Ving Rhames being raped. That's...
Poor Ving.
His career didn't necessarily go up from that either. He did Dawn of the Dead, and what the fuck else?
Ving!
My claim to fame is being raped in a basement.
Ving! So,
shit.
that's the, Quentin Tarantino says it in that movie a couple times,
When
too.
the fuck does he say in that movie?
He's very upset that they've brought a dead feller to his house, and he wants them to know...
because it's not dead feller storage.
That's right, he doesn't run a dead fella storage.
What he does run is a very tight ship regarding coffee.
Yes, and I think he has a briefcase. I think this is where the briefcase is.
There is a briefcase, yes.
Yeah.
With a light in it. Fuck you, by the way, Quentin, for that. You give me that shit and you're not going to show me what's in it.
Right.
Fucker.
Right.
Like, the first time I watched that movie, I watched it because I wanted to know what was in that fucking box. I felt like Brad Pitt.
What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
A GIMP. A living person. How long's he been in there for? Why is he a tool?
I don't know why they had to hit the GIMP. He really wasn't. He's submissive. He wasn't going to do anything.
He was in the box.
He was.
Is that not enough? What do you need the GIMP to do?
Be there and ashamed.
And like, I don't understand the culture. Does the GIMP fuck? Do you fuck? Obviously you fuck the GIMP.
I think, yeah, it just gets fucked. Unless it's a switch. But the whole point of that suit is to deprive yourself of sense.
Yeah. So why are we bringing the GIMP out?
So that he can watch. That's probably part of it.
I don't remember. I think I tuned out a lot of it. As soon as the GIMP came, I'm like, oh my God.
I liked the GIMP.
Can we get back to the story? Can we get these guys out of the...
Well, it's a redemption arc, all right? The guy got what he deserved.
They like wander into like the wrong store.
Yeah, that's it.
And they like go into the basement like, well, this is what we do in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'd like to actually leave.
Yeah, I have a shotgun, though.
Right, he does, doesn't he? Okay, well.
Here, would you rather me tear open your stomach or ass? That's really... Pick one.
So... this whole funeral scene ends with ends up with what Wes Craven's just looking around.
That's what I mean. Like, he just self-injects into there's no point in him being in the scene.
No, but
he doesn't even interact. Like, he's just there looking.
Well,
and he can't act, so you can't tell that what he's looking at is like evidence of the demon Freddy, which only he knows is a thing coming back into the real world again.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you could have told me that at any time. You could have told me that when I saw the claw marks on my fucking husband's chest.
I really hope this isn't what I think it is.
What part of the car does that? You got a super high shifter knob and it's like 4 prongs?
Yeah, it's the airbag, actually.
Oh, right.
It's that new airbag with 4 blades built in. It's
It doesn't matter if it's gonna go off, and it doesn't matter if you survive the accident or not. It's really a euthanasia airbag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that or a bear. Like a gigantic bear.
A bear bag.
A bear bag. That.
Woo!
All right. Well, all right. It's nighttime. And
Dylan has a fucking poltergeist moment while watching the Freddy movies and sleepwalking.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't unplug the TV for good.
Oh,
maybe bring the TV.
It was Matt.
Oh no,
that's the whole thing. He's watching it on a disembodied television.
Oh shit! So they got it on DVD. Nice. So yeah, he starts like walking around, and he's, of course he's doing the 1-2. Freddy's coming for you.
Yes.
And that's like the one thing. Like, if you hear that, you're not being like, okay, well, this is Freddy Krueger. Then I don't know what you're doing. Because I hear that, as soon as I hear like a child's nursery rhyme.
Oh yeah.
During Skipper, I punch kids. Like,
for sure.
Stop that.
Don't. It's like you fucking in Evil Dead. You read from the book, and the fucking shit shows up.
Yeah.
Don't sing the song.
Yeah, no.
Don't say Bloody Mary into the mirror 3 times.
I want Freddy Krueger to see me punching the kids so he can be like, whoa, all right.
Let that motherfucker know what he's up against.
Jesus Christ.
I thought I was bad.
Bitch. And then he puts his sunglasses on and he just fucking turns around and leaves. Pops his trench coat.
Let's have a fucking conversation about God now, though.
You know what? Let's have a conversation. Let's have one. It's time.
I think it's a fantastic way to teach a child how to process grief by saying, Daddy's in heaven now and you gotta pray to talk to him. Hey, I know you're upset about this thing. Here's 2 fake things you could do nothing about.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just saddle this forever.
For sure.
My favorite part of this is the most important part of religion is the shame.
Let's also not have a scene where we have to tell the child that the father is dead, because that be too much.
A little. For my Freddy movie? Yeah. Sorry, what did I say about family dynamic earlier and how it doesn't work?
We don't want to see this child act.
No, we don't. Especially not about something as heavy as death of a father.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna live up to the expectation there.
Well, he's certainly not taking it well. He's hearing children's nursery rhymes coming out of his bed.
Yeah. That's therapist
that's
is
where he
another
heard
good
them
idea.
From, his bed.
Yeah, at his feet.
Jesus Christ. Take a hint, lady! Every parent is a bad parent in these movies.
Oh shit.
So yeah, you got to reach out to God to talk to Daddy.
Yeah, great.
God's the middleman now.
Thanks for that. So then 2 weeks later, Mom, God's not responding. What did I do wrong?
Well,
cool. I just traumatized my child forever.
Well, that not even just that. Like, it's a whole thing. Like they go.
Oh yeah.
They go to the playground.
They go to the playground and some random guy is there.
It's the dad from the first film.
Oh, fuck.
She's meeting him at the park, and they're having this talk about this kid.
While they neglect the kid.
Well, they
neglect the shit out of that kid at the playground. They
neglect that kid all the way to the bank. And you know what? Everybody else in the park also neglects that kid by running away.
That's true.
They see what he's doing and they run away.
You know, does he like climb to the top and jump off? Oh yeah. So this is my exact thing. So you just fucked up.
Yeah.
You just said that Dad's in heaven. Heaven's up there.
You got to reach out.
Now he's Gilbert Graping it.
Oh, he's Gilbert Graping it for sure. I do have a bone to pick though with the Parks and Rec department of the Los Angeles County area. This what he's climbing, what he's Gilbert Graping his way up here is like a rocket ship style jungle gym.
Yeah.
You're inside of it. You climb up a level. You go up another level. There's holes in the floor. You climb up.
There was one of those kind of similar things at in a church parking lot by my building during some kind of religious function.
Ah.
I want you to finish your sentence.
Okay, well, You go up to the top level, and a grate that has no business being a grate.
Yep.
Is also a hatch.
What's that? An easily accessible door to the roof of a building?
That's, look, 2 stories at least high.
Put a padlock. Put a padlock on it.
Weld it shut. Why does it ever need to open?
It doesn't.
If you need to get on the top of that, you get a cherry picker or knock it down.
Also, if you need to get out through the top, there are way worse problems on the ground.
Yeah. You really fucked up. So yeah, he climbs out on top of this rocket ship.
Yep.
Think of your classic sci-fi rocket. It's a pointy rocket ship.
I'm gonna go see Dad now.
Yeah, he stands up on the point somehow.
How long do you think it took him to climb up there? That's exactly how long no parents were looking at the child.
Yeah, and like you get this shot of him like on top. He's on the point, reaching up to God, and you can see parents grabbing their children and running.
Not going like, "Hey, your kid,"
or like,
"No, I need to get away so I'm not an accessory to this child neglect case later.
I don't want to get blood on me."
When that thing splatters, it's going everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is gonna be a Gallagher concert. I've seen these. And then finally, somebody looks around and they go, "Oh,
fuck.
Oh,
Huh.
Bad.
That's weird.
Huh.
It's weird that an unsupervised child could get into a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have learned that by age 6.
Boy, oh boy, this is certainly my fault. I'm the parent. And, well, good lord.
That whole conversation, like, she's acting all concerned about his fucking mental health and stuff, and they're, like, asking about hereditary insanity and shit like that. But are you concerned about your kid or aren't you? Because you turned your back to him for, like, a solid 10 minutes just now. Pick one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
For real. Where the fuck is the babysitter?
Oh, yeah. Where's that? Just have her all the time. You're a single mother now.
Yeah.
All right? Hire her to live in your giant house.
I mean, don't charge her rent.
Yeah.
Boom.
Take care of my kid. Live here. It's great. It's like every time there's an earthquake, a dude comes out and scratches me.
There's a really insensitive moment before this child almost falls to his death, where she's like, do you think I'm crazy? You know, I had a family member who died in an institution. Could that be a...
Do you think I wonder if...
Am I crazy?
I wonder if... So, Dylan falls off of this fucking rocket ship in slow motion, which totally defeats the tone, because there's no... Like, it's in slow fucking motion. Alright? She's already there. He's gonna get caught.
What is this, a nutshot video from 2006?
Do we need to see the same 1 square foot of falling 13 times? Slow-mo, fast-mo, backwards.
Reverse it. Yeah, so she catches him. Thank God.
Yeah, sure does. Great.
Fucking touchdown, I think. I don't know sports. Is that a touchdown when you catch things?
You have to be in the, I believe it's called the end field.
Okay.
You have to be at one side of the field or the other.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if I catch the ball in the middle of the field, it's no big whoop.
Well, then you have to run.
Oh, fuck that.
That's what I'm saying this whole time.
Fuck that.
Exactly. Any sports where I have to... This is why I'm going to start playing chess competitively. Because I get to sit in a chair the whole time.
That's not a bad idea. I could be down for frisbee as long as the person throwing it's not a dick and like it catches wind and just goes.
You're going to get ultimate and you're going to get tackled like an asshole.
Oh, that's when I just put my foot out. And I kick whatever comes my way.
Fine.
So yeah, that's where are we? We're at the.
We're at Dylan going, "God wouldn't take me," which is the exact point I was making about telling him that his dad's in heaven.
Yeah,
you fucked up. You fucked right up as a parent.
First of all, why do you want God to take you?
To see Dad, probably.
Isn't reaching out to God and just having a chat with him enough?
Can we do a weekend visit?
Just drown you in the tub just a little bit?
50-50 custody between me and God?
Well, we're back at home.
Yeah.
We're back at home and Heather's got a letter.
And high-waisted jeans, because it's 1994.
High-waisted jeans and a drawer full of burnt letters.
Burnt letters.
Today's letter is the letter A.
That are Bible verses mailed to her by her stalker. Hey, if you're not recording phone calls, why are you keeping those?
Yeah. You know, when people like send me creepy shit in the mail, you know who I call? Freddy Krueger. I call Freddy Krueger about the creepy phone calls and the nightmares that I'm having and the letters I'm receiving, because
right,
Robert Englund. I was in a movie with him.
That's right.
So
that's my support system.
Yeah. I always call like my manager from 2 jobs ago whenever I'm in a tough spot. I had a bad dream. Can you talk me through it? KFC manager from 20 years ago.
Yeah, when I'm really struggling with my child's psychological issues, you know who I call? My university professor from when I was in film school.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy who...
He'll definitely be able to relate it to Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, she calls Freddy, and,
Yep. There's a conversation.
There's a whole conversation.
It's fantastic.
I think they come to the thing where, like, hey, we're both having nightmares.
Yeah, well, they make it obvious without saying it outright, just by his face.
Mm-hmm.
The second she's like, I'm having fucking dreams, so it's my kid, or whatever, he just, like, he does the face, like, the Me Too face. I'm Me Too without me saying it.
Yeah, he's obviously looking at something, which is... Later, because they're like, oh yeah, it's like a Freddy, but he's like, what's the word I'm looking for? More evil. And then they like
say it like that.
They pan over to what he's painting, and it's like,
it's way worse. All right, it's obviously Freddy number 1.
Yeah,
I sense a butt coming.
Yeah, it's Freddy number 1, but he's got an extra chromosome. For sure he does in this painting.
He's not Leonardo da fucking Vinci. He's some big-nosed asshole who wears a glove with knives on it. Of course he can't paint. Have you seen Jim Carrey's paintings?
I have.
Some of them are okay.
Well, you look, I can't paint. That's why I don't paint.
When you're a rich celebrity movie star, it's apparently a very enticing leisure activity. Johnny Depp fucking paints. Like, all these people.
Well,
it's probably actually, Johnny Depp's is fucking sick. He's really good.
I would hope so. He's got a lot of scarves.
And acid.
You certainly can't have that many scarves and bracelets and not paint a picture.
That's true. He does look like he's operating a gallery right now all the time.
He looks like he is a gallery.
He is.
He looks like he goes into a gallery and just like...
Bam Margera jewelry.
He just melds into the wall. I am the art. And then the art forms. Anyway, all I'm saying is it's a bad painting. I'm sorry, Robert.
No, it's not good.
If you painted that for real, like, it looks like a...
Child's.
Yeah, it looks like somebody who isn't very good at painting Freddy Krueger painted a Freddy Krueger.
Fucking.
Like from memory and not like a picture.
Yeah,
and they,
yeah. From a childhood memory.
And like their memory was like Freddy Krueger in like a special ed classroom.
And he wasn't teaching.
Those eyes. Oh. Yeah, I kind of thought that it was implied that he might not be teaching. He's not the teacher of the class. He's the learner. He's the student, the pupil. He's picking up the colors that the teacher's putting down.
I saw this video today.
Oh, God, what was it?
Yesterday, actually. It's this Caribbean lady on a bus complaining that the bus is late because somebody with a wheelchair got on. And one of the other people riding the bus finally got fed up and started chirping her super loud.
Yeah.
At one point, she goes, "You're retarded and so's the driver." And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm retarded now, too. We're both retarded, me and the driver. Who else is retarded? This bus is too long for all of us to be retarded."
Oh, my God.
He fucking... If you don't want to be late, go back to Jamaica and walk to work.
Did he say that in the video, or are you saying...
In the video, he said that.
Oh, my God.
Now, he was also black, and it's in New York. So this is like everyday conversation
Jesus
for those folks.
Christ.
Loved it, dude. I watched it like 10 times.
God, people in New York are the best.
Yeah, they really are with their attitude.
And they like just think of that shit on the fly.
Oh, yeah, it's so impressive. He doesn't stop. It's like 4 minutes long. Those are just the highlights.
I fucking love it. So, yeah.
I want to point out that this movie with the tone every time the stalker like does some stalker shit. And like phone calls and these letters and her fears and shit like that is not as scary as Freddy fucking Krueger. So just put him in your movie instead. Why does there need to be a stalker element when it's not nearly as scary as what Freddy's going to be?
Well, Jay.
Also, it's totally inconsequential. It makes fucking no difference to the movie.
Just get ready.
I am.
Get ready.
Oh, okay.
Get ready.
I am.
You just get ready. You just get ready.
Yep.
You just get ready.
Because let's go talk to Wes Craven, right? Let's go have a convo.
Well, first before we talk to Wes,
Yep.
we go to bed, and Freddy Claus come up through the sheets and scuttle at us. And I think at some point the fucking kid's just walking around saying
this
shit.
kid's got a sleepwalking problem.
Pretty much, like, if I say it's nighttime, assume the kid is just walking around saying shit, because that's all this kid does.
Mostly, yeah.
So the glove kind of menaces over her for a little bit, and then that's when Dylan downstairs knocks over every spoon and fork. He just throws them on the floor like an asshole and wakes up the whole house.
Fuck this drawer of silverware.
And like, for some reason, Freddy can't do his thing. I guess when there's silverware on the floor, he's like a vampire.
I think it's a werewolf, is what you.
Is that where you like throw forks on the floor and like, well, I gotta get all these forks up. I swear to God, there's like it's either vampires and like, to distract them, you like throw your silverware on the floor and they're like, well, I got to pick all this up.
I have literally never heard that piece of cryptid lore in my life.
It's either it's like witches or vampires. It's one of the two.
Fuck, it's probably witches. I don't know.
Either way, Freddy Krueger, he's one of those. He can't. He like
he's juggling a lot. He's got a lot of
inches away from just killing her.
Yeah,
and
solving the whole problem
and entering the real world.
That's right.
And some shit.
Fucking. Now the kitchen's messy though.
Anyway, so yeah, we're up because Dylan woke us up. Dylan's a piece of shit, walking around, sleepwalking.
Well, he saved her life.
Mumbling some shit about 1-2. Freddy's doing his shit. He's
coming on you.
He better not be. That's not the dreams I'm having. I've been waking up really sticky though. When you come in your dreams, you come for real. That's all I'm saying. So, Dylan's sleepwalking, but like, hey, come over here, Dylan. What you got behind your back?
I sure do wonder.
Are we not going to ask any questions?
Nope.
No? We're not going to ask one? We're not going to say, Dylan, what are you holding?
How inattentive has Heather been to her child this entire movie so
Right.
far? She doesn't give a fuck what he's holding.
I see anybody with their hand behind the back. I'm like, what you got there?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to itch something you can't reach, or do you have a gun?
Well, if there's movement, it's itching. But if it's just a static hand behind the back, you're hiding something that you want to surprise me with.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of things come from behind the back that I like.
Now, what does Dylan have stashed behind his back?
I don't fucking remember what. I think it's a knife.
It's 4.
It's 4. Oh, the claws.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why he spilled the drawer. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
You know,
like an asshole.
You couldn't have just pulled those knives out.
And you couldn't pull the knives out and just kill your mother in her sleep. Like, come on, you woke her up.
Whole plan foiled.
So obviously, she's pretty upset that Dylan's trying to kill her with these knives.
Yeah, rightfully.
And he's also found the letter drawer and is like arranged all the letters to say answer your phone.
Yeah, which is what they said when they were mailed to her.
Mm-hmm. And now the phone is ringing.
Ding-ling-ling. Yeah.
Who is it?
Well, it's probably Wes Craven.
Well, it's not the stalker. Because guess who the stalker is?
The limo driver? I don't remember.
It's Freddy Krueger!
Oh, it's Freddy Krueger.
It's Freddy!
Right. Oh, yeah, because phone lick. And fuck you, because you just ripped off a better version of this movie. You're like, are you out of ideas, Wes? It was your movie.
Well, it's maybe what one of Freddy's favorite things to do is to mouth phone people.
This one is very much more upsetting.
Oh my God, there is some out of pocket tongue shit going on. Oh,
he's interested in more than just her soul.
Oh, the tongue mouth phone from hell is what I wrote.
I don't know how
also,
I didn't write that because I should have.
Jay.
Yeah.
Something else you likely didn't write. She answers the phone. It's Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he says?
But hey, bitch. Oh, jeez.
I touched him. I touched him, is what Freddy says when he answers the phone.
He probably became a fire hydrant. This is the first time he's had unfettered access to a kid in decades.
It's been at least a good 4 years. I don't remember the events of Freddy's Dead, but...
And those were teens. That's not even the good
stuff. Right.
You know?
This is... I mean, in the Michael Bay remake, I'm pretty sure it was Michael Bay, wasn't it?
It fucking piece of shit was.
I mean, it's kids.
It is, yeah.
It's kids.
And I wish it hadn't been.
Yeah, and
they should have just left well enough alone on that one.
Yeah.
Why did you make him even more of a predator? Like, I know that he's a predator.
Stick to 20-year-olds pretending to be 15. What are you doing?
Fuck's
sake. You don't bring an actual child into the furnace room.
They wasted so much budget on special effects makeup because Jackie Earle Haley just looks like that.
Yeah.
He looks like fucking Seal.
He's got no lips.
He's got, yeah.
And his nose is burnt off
He looks like Voldemort.
So the phone starts foaming and like the kid starts having a seizure and foaming. It's a foam party.
I wonder if I may have gone back. No, I didn't. Okay. This is funny. Fucking Dylan is also in Pet Sematary, I wrote, because when the kid comes back, he's a dick too, trying to kill his fucking mom or whatever.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, Francis Bacon-ass painting is where I'm at in my notes.
We're
Dylan's got sleep autism because when he sleepwalks, it's in a pattern grid.
Oh yeah, he sure does like to do circles around the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the hospital. This is where the doctor's
yes.
super concerned that this kid's been watching Freddy Krueger films.
Well, I mean, in a way, he shouldn't be. It's obviously affecting his dreams.
Well, yeah. Yeah. How old is he? He's like 4.
Yeah, he's quite young.
You know, he's, I don't know, 4 or 6. He's not old enough to be watching bloody people being dragged around a room. That's for sure. So we're there and like they're doing tests on him, I guess, and he's got to stay overnight.
Yeah, sleep testing.
We got to do tests. We got to test him in his sleep. I think at this point the doctor's like, "Are you sure that he's not seen anything from the movies?" And she's like, "Nah, not seen that. Never seen the movies."
Certainly not the 2 times I caught him watching the movies.
And this is where he starts chanting something from the film. I forget what it was.
Oh shit! Whoops! Now you just outed your mother as lying to a medical professional, which is gonna look good on the social workers form later.
Yeah, great, nice. Doctor's like, "Oh man, must be childhood schizophrenia." We tapped on his knee and there was reflexes. We got him. All she does is shine the light in his eyes. That's all it is.
Yeah. Oh, it's childhood schizophrenia. That's how we diagnose this. Vitamin D.
Yeah, he blinked when I shone that light right in his eye.
Is it D that you get from the sun? It is, because Sunny D, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I always wondered, like, how did you put vitamin D into a liquid when it comes from the sun?
Oh my god. Science. Science is the answer.
They just leave the orange juice out.
It's just raw vitamin D in there. You would die.
No, you'd never frown again.
You'd be photosynthesized forever?
Yeah, it would be like
give me that so I can stay in a basement for the rest of my life and not go outside.
So you don't get SAD. So I don't know how, but Heather's like, "Hey, I guess you need Rex, don't you? I took you to the hospital without Rex."
That was smart of you to take the thing that he needs to sleep to the hospital for the sleep study.
But hey, c'est la vie.
Fuck.
So that's it. That's that.
I did go back. I did rewind that entire because now I get phone lick right here.
She tells the boy, like, "Hey, you know home's just over the freeway, right? You know how you can just like reach out to God? Well, home, it's just on the other side of that freeway, right there at the window. You see all those cars? Up to this point,
you've had a very great history of taking things extremely literally. So it's just right over the fucking highway.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right there.
You know, it's a stone's throw. If you look out the window, you could probably see it. That place that you want to be more than literally anywhere else on Earth.
Yeah. Oh.
Have you ever played a game called Frogger?
This is nothing like that, because you just have to go over the highway and not on the highway, you know? I don't know. She really fucks up by telling her kid this fucked up shit.
Yep.
So
why is a child being left alone unsupervised for long enough to leave a hospital?
It's a good question. Well,
how's that?
I mean, we figure that out soon enough. So this is where the nurse gives him the pill. The nurse gives him a pill.
Right.
and he like
that shit. It's like horse tranquilizer. This shit's gonna work on you, kid.
Oh yeah, fucking sip, and then he just like pulls it out of his mouth.
Pulls the old fucking misery.
Yeah, the second.
All right.
Anybody's done watching. Cheek pocket. So that's what he does. He does that. And apparently that happens, like, they give him enough pills that he has enough to leave a breadcrumb trail later. I don't know how, like...
That's a lot of fucking pills. I don't think they give you that many pills in a mental asylum.
He's there for, like, 45 minutes, and he somehow manages to get a hold of, like, 10 pills. And, like, Heather thinks nothing of taking them all later.
Like, fine, give me them.
She's like, fucking...
Dude, I'd be fed up, too.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. The guy from Family Guy, they named the high school after him. I can't remember. He's a dickhead in real life. What's his name?
James Woods.
Yeah, he's like James Woods. Where he's like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. But it's like, tranquilizer.
Sick. Good.
Never wake again. Great. So
it's the opposite of what Freddy wants. According to the song.
Yeah. Yeah, never sleep again.
Exactly.
Which is weird because you
think it would be please go to sleep.
Yeah, please don't open your eyes. Your childhood eyes. Freddy's got you. It's going to be okay. That should be the song. All right. I put he de-cheeks it and puts it under
de-cheeks it, dude.
Which makes it seem like he might be pulling it out of his bum.
Yep. Well, you said that you wrote that down.
I sure did.
Quick commentary from the nurses about how health professionals are too quick to blame media for an underlying condition. Oh, it's because of the movie. It's not anything else. It's fucking movies.
Yeah, obviously you shouldn't be showing your child these works of fiction.
One of the nurses is a psychic from Insidious.
Mm-hmm.
That's my story.
Is it her?
Yeah.
Is this another Kazoo Kid story?
No, this is a true one because I know her face well.
Don't make me get up.
You don't have to.
Don't make me get up.
Telling you your face shape.
All right. This is the part where Heather is like racing back home and she decides to call Robert Englund. Why? Leave him alone.
He's got nothing to do with this. He's not even a part of your family.
Or no, I think this is the next day. The next day because they were supposed to get together and he was painting Freddy and he's like, well, don't come over now. I'm busy.
I'm busy painting the thing you hate.
Yeah.
Real quick. This Dr. and Dylan checkup is defeated by the previous scene where Heather, obviously awake, is literally licked by a phone that oozes saliva. Real world problems are already becoming influenced and affected by Freddy Krueger, so fucking pick one. Don't take him to the hospital for a psychological problem when a phone just licked you and you heard Freddy's voice. That's all I'm saying.
No!
It's obviously not in his head.
Get your fucking finger out of that hole.
If you just got made the fuck out with by your phone. That doesn't happen.
You leave that well enough alone.
Fuckers.
All right. So, shut your fucking mouth over there.
Yep. Done. Will.
Where are we? Where the fuck are we? Robert Englund's not home. He's gone. He's out of town. He even changed his answering machine to be like, hey,
I'm out of the fuck town.
This is the Englunds. It's just me, Robert. We're out of town.
Alan Rickman.
Oh, God.
She's driving and she's talking to herself, telling herself, she's like, don't lose it now. It's already lost. Number 1. Number 2, can't act. Number 3, while she's driving, it's through an amount of wreckage that cannot be explained by just an earthquake.
It's also the exact same wreckage that they showed on the news report.
Fantastic.
We had access to 2 pieces of wreckage.
This is our wreckage budget right here. It's on this street.
Oh, God. So we're visiting Wes Craven.
And Wes Craven's whole conversation is, I don't want to stop making Freddy movies, so I've concocted a reason to keep making them. Because he could just be lying.
I feel that way about a lot of movies, Jay, though. I feel like every time they're like, well, we're going to get Fast and Furious for the final time.
Oh, yeah, this one's the last one. Fast and the Furious, the last one. Next year, Fast and the Furious 8, just kidding.
Fast and the Furious, we've run out of places to go, so we went to space.
Yeah,
that actually happened in the movie.
Yeah.
They took a car, not a spaceship, a car to space. It went up, Jay.
I'm pretty stoked.
The car went up.
Pretty stoked. I stopped watching in the second The Rock showed up. Pretty stoked about that.
Up!
I heard ya. Yeah.
Do you know why they went to space?
I don't know. Rocket, because you could. The Rocket League advertisement.
They had to adjust a satellite or something.
Nice, by crashing a car into it.
Do you know who went to space?
Well, Vin Diesel, I would assume.
No.
Oh no.
I don't know who it was.
Okay.
But they didn't seem very qualified to be flying into space.
That was going to be my whole point. Like, Vin Diesel is on the Earth probably the least qualified person to go to space, given his mental deficiencies.
You mean the fact that he's Groot?
Yes. I mean, yeah.
And he felt the need to record his dialogue in every language?
Wasn't that, so you could just say I am in Russian?
Yeah. And
Right.
he could also say Groot in Russian. Believe that.
Which is Groot.
It's probably like Grutenhausen. That's...
You're going German with it.
I don't know. It's just angry.
That's his home, though, is the Grutenhausen. My favorite part about German is that you just slap words together to make a new word. That's so good.
The Grubeldorf. Oh, well, that's where you put your towel after. Actually, I think that's almost Swedish. I feel like they just
make up shit.
A cat walks across the keyboard in Finland, and they're like, well, this is obviously the name for the rack.
Is this Mein Kampf?
Ooh, easy.
Well, because he wrote a book in Swedish. That was my whole...
Was it Swedish? Are we sure it was Swedish? Was it Austrian?
No, it was Austrian, but I mean, the cat walking across the keyboard wrote a book. So I was just, you got a Nazi cat?
Oh, yeah, of course. I can't think of a German cat right now.
I think it's probably just cats, man. I don't...
But, I mean, like a type of cat from Germany. You know, you get like the Norwegian forest cat. You got like the German
I see what you're
face.
saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You know what? German Shepherd.
Sure.
Fuck it. It was a dog.
Change your whole analogy.
Yep.
That's better.
Anyway, so sorry if you're from Scandinavia. You got a lot of vowels. I don't know what to tell you. I can't read it. I don't know. We got off topic there. We're at Wes Craven's place.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, listen, Freddy's a fucking demon.
Yeah. And you know what? He wants to come through into reality. And I don't really blame him because I put him in the soul of a story about a child molester. You did the demon dirty, bro. What do you expect?
Well, the demon likes it. He's like, well, he seems like he likes being Freddy. And for some reason, he wants to be a real Freddy.
Fucking... Oh, so he's so committed to the character. This is like Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot when he wouldn't leave the wheelchair for the entire shoot. He's just a method actor.
and like what this demon doesn't realize is that when he crosses into the real world, being Freddy, like
he can die because he should fucking know that it's in every movie.
Well, no, crossing into the real world, those are like you're covered, like your whole body is burnt.
Yeah.
You're not going to live very long. You need medicines. Like you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm a person now."
You raise a great point. These are fucking very visible, full body, full thickness burns on you.
Yeah, you need to go to the hospital.
People don't survive from like 40% coverage.
Yeah,
it's everywhere, man.
My word, Freddy. Yeah, choose like a well person. Like
yeah. Fucking any of the characters in any Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street could have been the vessel for this demon. He just likes Freddy. You can just turn him into Freddy anyway.
Oh my god.
You got control over it.
He basically just explains that like storytellers can catch this demon, and now that the Freddy movies are done, he's just free to do whatever he wants. He's taking a sabbatical.
Awesome. He's on vacation.
I'm
pretty sure I was half drunk when I watched this because
that explains why you don't like it.
3 times I wrote how the psychological issue angle doesn't work because adults are being killed by Freddy Krueger.
That's fine.
That's it.
Well, it's a fantasy movie where there's a gatekeeper named Nancy, and she's got to keep Freddy in her dreams. So I don't know what you want, Jay.
Well, the movie is masquerading as if it's being presented in real life now. So abide by real life rules if you're going to be in real life.
No, hello, real life
that.
rules. Let's bring Freddy into the mix.
Yeah, then make a Freddy movie.
He's making one.
Mm.
You just don't like it because you're seeing the behind the scenes juices.
I'm not thirsty.
So everything that's happened, Wes Craven has known about.
Yep.
Because he's God. He's God.
You inject yourself into your own film, chances are you're going to be God. Unless you're Quentin Tarantino, in which case you're a pervert racist. Those are really your two options.
And you're also somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of room for storage.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
What an L to take. Why wouldn't you write in a larger garage for yourself?
And then here's my part, where I come in with this extra warehouse, you see. And you know what I do store? So...
Sounds like you're trying to keep them there. They're alive.
No. So Wes thinks the only way to stop it is to make another Freddy movie.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's fucking stupid, Wes, you idiot.
It seems like a big excuse.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
And it's like, Heather, if you're not in this movie, he's just gonna fucking keep coming.
So here's the thing, right? What about being in a Freddy movie makes him containable as long as you keep making them? The fact that you're repeatedly killing him, for example?
Well, no, it's just like the fact that this demon can be captured in a story.
Oh, so just tell the fucking story for the rest of your life.
But you
don't have to make a movie.
But they've already made the last story. So now Freddy's like, ooh, children, for reals.
Dumb.
And now he's like, oh well, we'll make another one. We'll cap him off.
Didn't you just try to do that and it didn't work, and that's why you're making this one?
Well, they ended it, right? They ended the story.
But we'll cap him off. Well, you can't cap him off ever. Because he's coming into real life whenever you stop making the movies. I think stop making the movies for the rest of your fucking life.
They just need to stop making a final movie. Just
you leave it open ended. You're saying,
yeah, right. And it's just like a really good.
So
movie.
lie to the demon.
Just like a really great film. Just make that.
I would love for them to have done that.
And they did so good. And they did so good. So we're back at Heather's house. And she's reading books on childhood schizophrenia for fun.
Yeah, that's some good light reading. You see her repeatedly drinking coffee, and then there's an earthquake. And the coffee maker flies 10 feet and then shatters. It's all the way the fuck across the room when the earthquake's done.
Yep.
How the fuck did it get over there?
I don't know. She even looks. She's like, well, it was over there, wasn't it? It's like in the closet, broken.
Yeah.
It's a great question. Probably Freddy Krueger, Jay.
You think?
Breaking her coffee pot so she can fall asleep and he can fucking kill her. Mm-hmm. Once and for all. The TV flips on by itself. This is right. And they're right before the earthquake. They're like, oh, by the way, we found all the dead people.
Yeah.
We found those two slackers who your husband said was slacking off.
Yeah, and where are those?
They're fucking dead in a field.
Good.
How did they get there? Freddy powers.
How about another question? Does it even matter? Does it even matter remotely?
Nope, Wes just wanted to tie that off in a nice little bow. Let everybody know that...
just in case you had any skepticism about what I'm telling you,
exactly.
2 more people are also dead.
Exactly, and it took us forever to find them. What were they doing in a field together?
I'm sure Wes would have been given the cause of death right away as the director of a movie that they work on. Probably.
It's probably butt stuff. That's what you do in a field with your pal. It's butt stuff.
At night.
Yeah. Earthquake, coffee pot. And so she's like looking in her closet and boom.
Yeah.
Jump scare. Scared the shit out of you, didn't it?
I can't say that it did.
But it's Evil Freddy.
Because why else would the coffee maker have gone over to the closet?
Evil Freddy comes out of the blouses.
Now... comes out of the blouses, dude.
And I call him Evil Freddy because you look at him and you're like, wow.
I want to make it extremely clear. We see Freddy one time before an hour into this movie. Once. Mm-hmm. This is not a Freddy movie.
It's
2 hours long.
It's not called Nightmare on Elm Street. It's called Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So we get Wes Craven.
Freddy Krueger is not in the title of any Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, but you should go into this being like, it's a different thing.
I like it less. How's that? I'm not allowed. It's new, so I just love it.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's a spin.
Yeah.
He took the Lazy Susan and he fucking flung the salt away from you. Now you got pepper.
Lazy Susan.
So I don't even know where we are because I got to keep defending this film left and
fine.
right.
That's fine.
My God. Oh, right. So she's fighting evil Freddy by just knocking things over.
Yeah.
Seems to be like the major thing. You can stop him by like pushing something in his way.
He's like a badly clipped NPC asset in a video game. He just keeps getting stuck on walls.
He does a little bit, which is what I like.
Let's fucking go, just fucking go to the hospital again, though.
I think Freddy gives her a good slash too.
Yeah, her wrist
in a concerning fashion.
Yeah, her fucking wrist, real good in the spot you do it in.
Yeah. Well, of course, we're gonna go to the hospital. Of course.
Well, we gotta address this and also return Dinosaur to my child.
And like circumstances. All of them together at once.
They don't look great for you, Heather.
No, they're...
It's looking as though maybe you and the babysitter should switch roles.
Yeah, I think we're going to be taking Dylan and
just anywhere else.
I think we're going to be calling in Jay's grandmother here.
My grandmother shows up, she takes no shit. Oh.
What is this, Freddy Krueger shit?
More accusatory than this black nurse.
Hey!
Questioning Heather's capability of a mother without even mentioning the possibility of domestic violence.
Well, yeah, there's so many other things to mention. What with the bleeding at the mention of Freddy Krueger? Are you sure he hasn't watched any of your films? Freddy Krueger!
Yeah.
Blood!
Leaking now because you said the magic words here. You said please.
You said it. Dylan is chilling in an air tent.
He is, yeah. Which I don't really know what the purpose of that is.
And then I think I think she goes in there and like has even though there's no visiting hours, she still manages to get in there and like sleep in the room with him somehow. I don't know why you'd ever fall asleep.
I don't know that there's visiting hours when it's a minor.
That
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. So there was like a
Dylan Dream.
Yeah, Dylan Dream.
Dylan Dream, where they once again just do something they've already done in a better movie.
Stop that. you fucking stop that right now.
Well, I'm saying.
And then she has a dream. I think Freddy comes out and says some shit.
Yeah, Dylan's fucking vomiting black sludge for some reason.
Oh, that's
where did
what
you
it
even
is.
get?
Right.
That's why he knocked a coffee pot over. He's concerned about Dylan's safety, and he's been drinking too much of the grounds.
Oh, there you go.
All right, that makes sense. Okay, I figured it out.
Change that filter.
Movie's actually great.
In fact,
now.
Put a new filter in it every time you use it. I don't have to tell you. So she has this fucking dream, and she wakes up and Dylan's gone. But because she had a panic, all the nurses are rushing in, and then they're like, "Oh, your arm's bleeding," and she's like, "Oh yeah, it happened in the earthquake tonight." Oh well, there was no earthquake. Or no, they're like, "I guess we got lucky."
Yeah, side eyeing. Like I'm telegraphing your capabilities.
Earthquake.
My doubting your capabilities as a competent parent. Oh. But also at the same time, I, a singular black nurse, am going to do everything in my power to get in the way of you adequately parenting. Mm-hmm. There's no like, okay, prove to me that you're not beating the shit out of your kid and depriving him of sleep.
Yeah.
No, it's just that's what you're doing. So I'm gonna act like that.
It's for the child's safety.
Taking a lot of liberties here, bitch. Making a lot of assumptions.
It's the 90s. We can do whatever we want. Also in that dream, all the nurses rush in, and I think at some point they're like, "Oh, we got no anesthesia," and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna cut the evil out of him," and she puts on a scalpel glove.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool because it's Freddy Krueger. You know, it's Freddy Krueger. He's got, and it's a scalpel glove because it's a theme. He dresses for the theme.
Sure.
I like it.
Fine. It's Halloween every day when you're Freddy.
Yep.
I get it.
It has to be. If you don't put a mask on, you're scaring children.
Dress up like the fucking Invisible Man just to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I just wrote 2 nurses scene. And then, first of all, nurses can't be disingenuous with shots if their guardian is absent. That's number 1.
Yep.
This is when they decide that they're going to try and separate Heather from Dylan, and they bring in the babysitter as like a temporary supervisor or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and also the nurse whispers to the doctor right in front of her, I don't think she lets him sleep.
Yeah. I do remember hearing that and being like, man, you're making a lot of assumptions here.
Yeah, you should maybe take the doctor around the corner and say
when
that
you're
shit.
Discussing, like, placing him in a different home.
Yeah, maybe don't do that right in front of her where she can hear it and understand exactly what you're saying.
And will freak out.
Yeah.
Reasonably.
Nah, we really want to stir the pot here in the hospital.
Fuck.
Welcome to hospital shit show.
So we go into the fucking hospital, and this is like, okay, we're gonna give you a bunch of shots since those fucking, and it's like horse tranquilizers. So this is gonna work great.
Mm-hmm. They do the bait and switch where Julie's like, no, don't give him a needle.
Illegal to do without a legal guardian, which a babysitter is not.
Nope.
Also, you could just. Yeah, right. Julie's response to this whole situation is to just fucking unload a fist into one of the nurses. Just like bashes her right in the face. And the nurse's entire response to that is, you can't do that. What is your point?
You can't.
Because we're in a hospital? Because I'm pretty sure I can't do that to anyone anywhere.
But yeah, so that's what she's saying. Like, hey,
so you know.
Punching is bad.
I just want to make it known that if somebody's punching you in the face, I don't think they care about the legality of the situation.
Owie zowie, I just got punched. You can't do that.
So fuck you.
And
then like total overreaction, like I'm gonna pick up needles and threaten medical professionals with them.
Yeah, you don't know what's in this. I bet you it's what exactly I think it is. It's probably the same stuff that I put in that boy.
Yeah. Fuck. You're not going to deter me from threatening you with this when I am well aware of the effect it's going to have because you just said so.
You know what? I could use a nap, and then just grabs her arm and sticks the needle in her neck herself. Just
that would be so
maintain
good.
Eye contact the whole time.
How about this? You're right, and then you push all the liquid out of it, and you fill it with fucking air. How's that for a threat? Because if I put this in you, you'll die.
Yeah.
Would you rather die or go to sleep?
So Dylan's fallen asleep. As per the prescription of needle.
Yeah, needle.
That he was
sleep needle
given without his knowledge, snuck up on,
or guardian consent.
And here we are. I guess it's time to see what happens.
Yeah, Julie has locked herself in an examination room and I didn't know that those were not unlockable from the outside by nurses.
They ought to be.
Seems like a bit of an oversight, if so.
I think this hospital was put together backwards. The doors are flipped around.
Fuck.
So, they're trying to keep Dylan awake. It's not going so well. Because what I like to call Ultra Freddy rises up.
Ultra Freddy. Oh my god.
He keeps getting worse.
He does. Mecha Freddy.
He might as well be. Dylan sees him, but she can't. And then she's like, oh, hey, what's up? What's that face for?
Well, I hate to break it to you. But Freddy.
And then I wrote, Dylan, foster care, offensive. I don't know what that is. But I guess somebody got offended by the idea of foster care.
Yeah, because that just deciding to take a child and put them in a foster home is not how the foster care system works at all.
I'm a doctor and I prescribe one foster care. 1 month of foster. Come call me in the morning.
Take with food?
I'm guessing the doctor's like, yeah, we're going to take your fucking kid and put him in foster care.
Yeah, no, you don't make that decision.
Well, you get your arm sorted.
Fucking other people than that, you're going to go ahead and notice that there's not a social worker in the building.
No.
Nurses, doctors, and 2 cops.
Hey, things were different in LA.
So guess what? No assessment of the home, no assessment of the parent, or evaluation. That's not how this show works at all.
It's 1993.
Wes, do your fucking research on child placement.
No.
For somebody who makes the fucking mother-son dynamic so prevalent in your horror movie, you sure do know very little about a mother and son.
You don't know his story, okay?
So I don't know because I saw the phone lick, and so I can only assume that Freddy is stuck killing people in ways that he's done before in the movies. Because Julie dies the fucking same way that Johnny does, only backwards.
Pretty much.
Instead of going into the bed, she goes up onto the ceiling.
And yeah, she's dragged
and she
around.
gets fucking ragdolled around too,
And
which is just great.
Boy, oh boy, Dylan, he's sure good at watching and doing nothing. Like,
what the fuck could he do? He can't even jump that high.
Freddy stops. He's like, hey, you want to play Skin the Cat? Well, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, you're going to find right out.
I mean, well, you drag a dead cat across the ceiling? She doesn't get skinned once. But
moreover, when was that a game? And for who?
People in the South. It's gotta be.
Psychopaths.
Only people in the South would do that.
Future serial murderers.
Hey, people in the South, stop it.
Yep, do.
That's like a game that somebody in the South's like father played in the 70s. And now their father is in jail because they also played that with their mother and their sisters. So here we are.
You're right. Once again, I've wrote down in all caps, child actors, bro, because why do we need the slow zoom shot of him reaching to the ceiling so that it lasts long enough for me to notice how bad he is at it?
And how, like, short he's coming in that reach?
And yeah, not even close. Like, why try? Climb a ladder.
Maybe leave the room.
Also that.
At this point, the nurses have
can't even reach the fucking lock.
The nurses have gotten the door open, and they're just standing in the doorway watching.
Yeah, instead of calling the 2 cops... or running away from the invisible danger that's there?
Or how about 3? Turning to Nancy and being like, hey!
You were right, and I'm sorry.
Is this what you've been talking about?
Boy. Holy fuck, man.
As us 3 here are witnessing this, I'm doing a thing where I'm rubbing my eyes like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Wow!
Boy, do I have egg on my face.
Shit.
Freddy fucking barely touches Julie but breaks her neck. It's like 2 fingers, like he's a kung fu master.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, fuck you.
Because I heard the crack, but I was like...
He's like standing behind her and he's got her like propped up and then he just goes, bip.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought he was using Freddy power to just like...
Like a fucking dim mock.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know the power I have in these hands.
Just enough. Just enough to like twist your head just a little bit.
Heather, in order to get either into or out of the room, but I'm almost 100% sure is into, elbows one of the nurses in the stomach, and then they both just run out of shot for no reason at all. They just leave the shot.
Well, they saw what happened, that elbow.
That's the people's elbow. I don't want one of those.
Oh boy,
get the fuck out of here now.
I bruise too easily for this shit.
So, like, I think that was just, like, an excuse to get them the fuck out of the rest of the scene. I don't know.
Probably. And, I don't know, during... when the fuck does Dylan leave?
Dylan disappears during, I believe, all of this turmoil.
Yeah, here we go. Dylan is gone and no one saw him leave.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A room... they were in the doorway. And he goes, like, out the window or something. But here's the thing, right? So he goes back home to get Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Hospitals have people on the outside to see a child leaving. Where were they?
Jay, this is the 90s. Again, things are different.
Kids got a history of sleepwalking and you don't hit the little window latch?
Yeah. You know what I really enjoyed was that she didn't tell anybody that.
Or much.
Until it was too late.
Yep.
Oh, you gave him a needle? Well, he sleepwalks, you idiot.
Yeah, you're supposed to just know that.
Did you not diagnose that with the flashlight in the eye? What the fuck?
What kind of stupid information do you have on file?
Oh, God. So...
every time Heather emphatically turns her head, her hair falls perfectly over one shoulder and then promptly is behind her back in the next shot.
That's the 90s for you.
Great.
That's that, like, Pert Plus conditioner.
I think you said that because you've not heard of Pert Plus for 12 years.
Yeah, I was really digging for something that I saw when I was a child.
It's that Johnson & Johnson.
No tears? Just kidding.
Menacing.
Yeah, so, you told your kid to go across the highway. What do you expect?
Exactly.
By the way,
literally doing what you said twice.
Long fucking highway.
Super long.
How did you manage to find him?
Beeline. He's not a bright kid.
Okay.
Also, right. Given his propensity for right angles, he's going straight. You look at the orientation of the window and you go, he went that way because when he turns, it's at 90 degrees only.
You got a good point. You'd be really good at finding kids.
That sentence needs context.
Nope. So for some reason she calls her movie dad. He just doesn't fucking help. All I wrote was she calls movie dad.
I don't think.
And then I did a comma and then nothing else.
Well, he's not. I don't even know if you fucking see him again in the movie.
You do.
Okay.
He shows up later. So we get to the freeway.
I'm angry about the freeway for so many reasons. Now,
is it the giant Freddy who's spooking Dylan further?
The giant Freddy who's egging him toward trucks in the horrible CGI clouds. Whatever, it's the 90s. CGI sucks. I get it. Make practical effects instead, but you can't really invent a cloud, so that's fine. I'm annoyed by the fact that Dylan doesn't get plugged by any of the cars on this 6-lane highway.
You know, the movie would kind of end right there, wouldn't it?
Fine. No, it would be about Heather defeating Freddy, probably, and out of spite.
And mourning her child.
Well, yeah. She's obviously really good at it. She hasn't fucking given a much of a shit about fucking her husband.
Yeah, no. All right. Fine.
Ooh.
Well, I'm glad that he...
And
I didn't want to see a child get plugged by an 18-wheeler.
I would have watched that and laughed. Now, the cars. I understand that you can't very well have a real child on an active and busy freeway.
It's true. You can't.
But if you're going to, with special effects, make him weave his way through cars that are driving, don't fuck the perspective up so it looks like they got skewed in Photoshop.
I know what you're talking about.
And like it's like a dissolve wipe when the cars go past him so that he can disappear behind them. Oh my fucking god, it's so bad.
I wasn't paying attention.
And then over top of the fucking thing, 50 Freddys in shitty dollar store masks that look like goddamn Michael Myers Halloween mask. Great, thank you. I'm pretty sure they were like off gray.
Look, I'm gonna give you just this one.
Oh, it's the climax of your movie. This is where the money should be spent on making it look good.
They spent all their money on Ultra
that
Freddy.
mechanical hand, probably.
Likely.
You know how much dog nerves are, dude?
You know, this whole time, I didn't notice the special effects in the traffic scene. I thought they just threw a child out onto the freeway and skidded cars close to him.
I would have preferred that. Not only did they not do that, they did the alternative worse.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the army of Freddys in the dollar store masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That happens in this film.
It happens for 3 seconds and then nothing. It just doesn't after that. It's done.
Cool. I don't understand why that scene was in there. Just show me more Cloud Freddy. That one was done well.
Cloud Freddy would have been preferable.
Cloud Freddy.
If you're gonna go with practical effects, have the budget to make them look good.
Yep.
I understand it's probably difficult getting 20 people to sit in a chair for 4 hours, but give it a shot.
You could even like half-ass it too, right? Like it doesn't need to be a rubber mask. You could just vaguely do the makeup to be burnt people.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't need a mask at all, really.
As long as they got the hat and they're moving quick enough, I'm not gonna notice.
Yeah, this is extremely noticeable.
Yeah, I don't know why they also didn't they just get to the fence and that's that.
Yeah.
Freddy stops at all fences.
Maybe his power's growing. I don't know. Dumb.
Anyway, so Heather dodges traffic until she doesn't.
Yeah, she has a harder time of it.
Dylan just keeps going.
He does.
And everybody makes it home.
Now, on Heather's ride home, there are very loud police sirens. I assume either because of the massive car accident on the freeway.
That she just caused and fled?
That's right. Even more reason why they would be following her. Or they're just following her to ensure her child's safety. Now, when she gets to the house, those are gone. Not only are they gone, but if the sirens were only on the highway, you can't hear them anymore.
Maybe she lives literally on the other side of she wasn't.
That's what I mean, but you'd be able to hear the police sirens still. They just go away when she gets home.
Well, they got there and well, nobody's hurt. Keep going. Just keep going.
Just coincidentally?
Maybe they got
in between
there.
Shots?
They kept the cherries going, but they turned the sirens off.
So now, because she's home...
This is where movie dad pops out. In
a house that is not on Elm Street or has anything to do with Elm Street. Apparently a switch gets flipped, and now the movie becomes the movie. And she's the only one who is aware of it.
This is where, her movie dad comes in.
Mm-hmm. He slowly morphs into his sheriff character.
Calls her by her movie name.
Yeah, a bunch of
and And then and he takes like a step and like she sees that he has his badge.
Yeah. And so like in between shots, like more sheriffy things keep being attached to him.
Yeah. And then he goes back and gets in like a cop car. And I think she says like, I love you, Dad. And he doesn't bat an eye.
Yeah.
She says something to the effect that she would have said in the movie. And he doesn't bat an eye.
And she has this, why would I have said that like moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns around and it's Nightmare on Elm Street house.
Yeah. Door wide open. She goes in screaming for Dylan. There's, for like a good 5 seconds, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And then there's just, he's right there. I think that
you can't just be like, I'm here, Mom, you fucking asshole.
I think like the babysitter's like, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, he's sleeping. You come in here yelling like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Dylan's fucking pills. So, yeah, we're following fucking Dylan's pill trail. This addict child probably came out of the womb addicted.
Right. Oh, right. When she's talking to her movie dad, he does the same thing as he does in the movie where he's a big dickhead.
Yeah.
About Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, there's no Freddy. I took care of that. We burnt that pedophile alive. Yeah. So he also acts like his movie character where he's just a dickhead dad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So we're following the pill trail.
And I don't know why she's choosing to eat them. I guess so that she can stay in the dream world and rescue her son.
Yeah.
I guess.
Because
But here's the thing, though. You're already the fuck in it, aren't you? What, are you going to go to sleep again?
Well, she's got to go one layer deeper.
Just get your kid. Get your kid.
She's got to take enough pills so that her bed turns into a fucking slide. You know how many pills?
A salmon shoot.
You know how many pills that takes?
A lot.
Several pills of all kinds. So she follows. She's like, "Oh, thanks, Dylan, for giving me a way to get to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take these pills.
Okay, sure.
And I'm gonna OD in your bed. And then when you wake up from your nap, you'll be sad. When you
come out of the bathroom where you've tried to fix the hole in your pocket and you see me, you'll cry."
Exactly. Now, help me get all of these pills into my body. So she crawls into his bed. She's following this trail of pills.
Yeah. There's a scene where Dylan's like, join me in the bed slide.
I think the bed even is like shaking and smoking too at some point.
There's a fucking Freddy face at some point.
Mm-hmm. We're hitting the climax, and the climax happens.
Yeah.
It comes at you real fast.
Sure does.
Same
2 shots of the Freddy claw in a row, because we've now run out of budget and care, I guess.
Fucking, I will hit you again. I will strike you. Yeah. Where are we in my notes here?
I know where we are in mine.
Oh yeah.
We're fucking reading the original script.
She finds Rex all ripped apart. And
right. Oh, it's a signifier of the destruction of innocence, Matthew.
I wrote the word pill. Oh.
See, you fucking it's Pun Town over here, for fuck's sake, and you
God.
know it.
Yeah, she comes out of the big Freddy head, and like for some reason Freddy just has like this demon realm. I don't know why he doesn't live
and
there.
like fuck,
seems way cooler.
Fucking CGI, let me tell you.
Yeah, she like falls into like this realm, and it's like a city.
Yeah,
but it's not a city. It's just hell. But it's Freddy's face as well.
Yep, sure.
It's a dream. So there's a lot going on here. She lands in a temple, and it looks like the set from the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, Demon's saying something. Also Dylan is saying something. This is what I'm like, right, these are my notes.
Yeah, no, you know why? Because none of this is important.
Freddy says he's almost there.
Yeah. He's gonna come?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, he touched the boy.
That's true. He's had all night.
Dylan finds her, and she's got like a knife. I don't know where she found a knife from.
She probably just grabbed it.
Probably. I love that we like this.
She grabbed it into the dream.
This whole movie, we've been super in depth with all this, and now she's like, I don't know. She walks down a hallway.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I was like, okay, well, this is the fucking Freddy fight shit. We're gonna square up, and then the movie will be over.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching it.
They're like battling, and as they're battling, I I think Dylan like climbs into an oven.
Yeah.
Or like a furnace of some kind.
I think it's like they're trying to find a way out, or they're trying to find a way to Freddy to end it once, to finish it.
And they just want to. They're referencing Hansel and Gretel.
Yes.
This is the ending to Hansel and Gretel.
Freddy Krueger, and he crawls into an oven. Okay, sure.
Freddy Krueger is even like, "Hey, I got some gingerbread," or he says something about gingerbread.
At one point, he says, "Meet your maker," which is like, "Hey, just so you know, Heather, I'm the only reason you're famous." Just rubbing it in like an asshole.
Hey, I mean, it's true. When you think of Nightmare on Elm Street, you don't think, "Oh, Heather."
The worst CG in this movie is that fucking eyeball. Do you remember the eel eye? Because I've written it down as eel eye in here.
No.
At one point, his face just like turns into a mishmash of shit, I think, and like his eye like comes out or something.
Where was I? I looked away for a good while.
It's right before, according to my notes anyway. Heather gets thrown into a pillar and then is in a waterbed right after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. So they
or just into water. Sorry, because there's a beach. For some reason I read waterbed.
No.
She gets thrown into the pillar. She bounces over to like the shore where there's water, and it's lapping at her breathing areas. But in the next shot, she's on perfectly dry land, so she didn't have to drown for multiple scenes.
Good.
I mean,
I to be honest, I think it's like a koi pond or something she falls into. Like it's like a little decorative pool.
Yeah, sure. But then and then it's like she's up on land again inexplicably. Inexplicable.
Well,
all right.
I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want.
Continuity.
So, at some point, I think Freddy gets stabbed by Dylan in like the back of the leg.
Yeah, they have like a slow motion chase between each other.
And he climbs into an oven, and Freddy's like trying to reach him. He could obviously reach him if he wanted to, but
we got to do the fucking reach sleeve.
Of course.
We got to do the Mr. Fantastic rubber hand.
We got to reference that first movie.
Why not? Let's do it 18 more times.
And so he reaches and like tries to get him. He's reaching to the back of this furnace. There's fire in the middle of it.
Guess what, Freddy? I know you hate fire.
And so this is when Heather stabs Freddy Krueger right in his dick. I don't know if you saw where he got stabbed, but it was between his fucking legs.
I don't think I did.
Right in his dick.
I definitely would have written that Freddy gets stabbed in the dick.
He gets stabbed in his dick.
Fantastic.
Go back and watch it. Heather runs up, stabs him in the dick while he's trying to like reach into this furnace.
Sure. At one point, they're climbing a flight of stairs and they get muddy like an actual fucking dream.
Yeah, that's right before this.
Oh my god!
I forgot about that. The muddy stairs.
That is a realistic portrayal of what it's like trying to run in a dream.
Yeah, you might as well be running in like knee deep water.
Trying to run, trying to defend yourself from an assailant. For some reason, I can never punch. If I have a gun, I can't shoot it. Fuck.
Your dreams just fuck you, man.
Yeah, I do. No, they put me in a position that's impossible all the time. I think
they fuck everybody.
I guess.
I don't see why. Like, it's your dream. Let me do it.
Yeah, like, why is it your brain not being nice to itself?
Oh, my God. Just put yourself in a situation where you can't get out of, but why?
Exactly. You could do anything. You'd be flying right now.
Oh, God. So Freddy gets him. Freddy gets Dylan.
Okay.
Grabs him. Pulls him closer, says, "I'm going to eat you up." And then he unhinges his jaw like a boa constrictor and starts jamming that child's head into his mouth. And that's when he gets stabbed in the dick.
I remember that part.
Yeah. I think there's also some out-of-pocket tongue motion.
Some
side-to-side.
Yeah, it's a massive tongue.
And then after he gets stabbed, he like turns around and like shoots his tongue out like a frog, I guess.
Yeah.
And, like, wraps it around her.
That was, I think when I wrote eel eye, I meant eel tongue.
Okay.
And then I wrote fuck you because I hated it.
I loved it.
CGI, man.
It's not even it's practical.
That one is. The phone tongue is the one that isn't then. There's one where it's obviously fake, like Anaconda.
I don't know. All I know is that one's upsetting because it like wraps around her and like it's pretty fucking. It does. It's upsetting.
I didn't write how Freddy gets killed, but I know Freddy dies now.
So Dylan makes it out of the furnace somehow and stabs him in the tongue.
Right.
And like that, his tongue gets ripped somehow, and I think he falls back into the fire.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Sure.
like falls into the fire, and then he burns alive.
That ending can go fuck itself. What an anticlimax.
You
What a disappointing piece of shit ending.
You didn't like when Freddy died and the whole temple thing exploded?
No. I did, because the temple itself was fucking... It's like Pink Floyd's The Wall quality special effects.
It is.
It's fucking animated. I'm good.
And then they come out of a smoking bed and say the witch is dead? You didn't like that?
Yeah, well, I liked it so much I once again wrote in all caps, child actors, bro. So I must have loved it.
While they were in that dream world, I think they find a script.
Yeah, the original.
It's like the script of the movie that they're in.
Right.
And so they bring it out into the real world and she starts flipping through it, and it's like, what is happening is what's on the page, because they're saying it as if you read it, like they're saying it as you're reading it.
Why wouldn't you say like, and then I got $1 million?
Well, Wes wouldn't do that to me.
It's he's not the one writing it.
It's true.
And then Heather's grandmother dies, who is estranged, and wills her a fortune.
Just like,
and we never have dreams again, and both die happy on a beach.
Just fucking
like
take it apart.
A long time from now.
Put it in a typewriter and just add a note. Signed, Wes Craven.
So all that stuff that they set up, that's Freddy adjacent, but has nothing to do with Freddy. So like the childhood schizophrenia thing, mostly just that, but has absolutely no consequence in the movie, because all that needed to be resolved was Freddy being killed. So the fact that there are 2 police officers and a bunch of nurses thinking that a child is being abused doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, we don't really see what happens after they pan out and like continued, because she like ends up reading the script to the kid as like a story.
Yeah.
Because this is a good story to read to a child.
You were upset about Hansel and Gretel's violence.
Yeah.
But let's just recap all that we just went through.
Where a grown man throats a child's head.
And it's your head.
Yeah. We pan out and it kind of ends there. And,
sick.
And, nobody comes to check up on that child.
No follow-up from CPS. Like the police don't show up, despite the fact that she is a hit-and-run assailant, okay? Or at least fled the scene of a crime she caused.
The next day, probably, but it doesn't apply to the story that we just were a part of, so...
Yeah,
it does. It's the aftermath, but...
I'm saying don't have it in the fucking movie then. That's all I'm saying. Don't have it in the movie if you're not going to resolve that part of it.
Would you? All right, look. If there was a scene at the end of this movie where they go back to the hospital,
the closest that we get,
and they're like, "See,"
the closest we get is that the nurse, the same black nurse that was essentially trying to facilitate a kidnapping, changes her tune completely when she sees Julie, the babysitter, be killed, and is like, "Now I'm worried about you and you, both of you." You know, that's it. But it's like a one-off sentence. They don't even dwell on that or anything. There's nothing vindicating about, like, there's no "I told you so" moment or anything.
That's good enough for me.
5 out of 10 for New Nightmare, because it's a movie. Not enough Freddy, I wrote right beside there. Even though there was a scene with 50 of him.
There was.
This still wasn't enough somehow. Explain that.
9.
Fucking 9, dude.
9.
Matter for that? 4. Fuck it. 4, because I gotta balance that out a little.
No.
Now your 9's an 8.
9.5. We're gonna do this?
No! I don't want that to be on the record.
You got Freddy Krueger
for like 2 seconds.
In his final form. Immediately 5. Immediately 6.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure all the nightmares are gonna score at least a 6.
50 Freddy's, 5. Shitty Cloud Freddy, 4.
Stop going down.
Trenchcoat, 3.
Are you adding these together? Because that's going to be one hell of a score.
No, I'm adjusting your rating for you.
No. So you got immediately Freddy Krueger. Hell yeah, awesome.
Okay.
His final form. Oh hell yeah. Oh, we've got something that's different and not just full of slimy practical effects and a nun shitting out a baby Freddy Krueger. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll take that.
I prefer the nun.
Oh, an original fucking idea in a film? Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Is it an original idea in a film?
It was for
Scream came out in 92.
I think it was 96.
I will have to check my notes.
But like it's a movie about it's a meta film. It's a film within a film. That's not Scream.
It literally is.
Scream is Wes Craven doing something else.
In the Scream sequels, the whole point is that they've started to make a series based on the murders called Stab.
Well, let me tell you what.
And it makes killers come back.
Let me tell you what. I've never seen them. I was never allowed to watch them as a child.
Well, that's what happens.
We rented the first one once when I was 6, and there was there was guts, and that was too much.
Oh, I think
the mailbox was
actually
full of guts.
right, and Scream came out later. So they just ripped off the shittiest Nightmare on Elm Street. That's fine.
Hey, what can you do? Anyway, all of that, so good. A 9. 9. My favorite one. Favorite one out of all of them.
I don't know how Freddy vs. Jason isn't your favorite one.
Because that's not really like a Nightmare on Elm Street. You get the best of both worlds there. You get that crossover. I mean, if we're gonna call it that, then yeah, it's my favorite.
Hey,
but it's
I'm
not.
I'm taking the correctitude. I win.
All right. It doesn't even have the word nightmare in the title, but all right. 9. What's your favorite one then?
Isn't there another Nightmare on Elm Street? It's called Freddy's Dead, and that's it.
That's the one before this one.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the one where they're like, yeah, he's dead.
Freddy vs. Jason is my favorite.
All right,
easily.
All right.
Or whichever one was the fucking the dude being possessed by him slowly.
I don't remember.
I think it was 2 or 3. There's like a whole bus scene where like the bus fucking is on a spike in the middle of a ravine or some shit. It's the one where Freddy comes out of the guy's stomach.
I don't know.
All right.
They all sound the same to me.
All right.
I love them all, but
I'm pretty sure we already watched that one.
we've only watched the first one.
Are you sure? Oh, maybe I watched it at work.
Maybe
because I was bored. All right. So I got 3 fucking movies for you.
You got 3. All right. What are they?
First of all, I fucked up a little. Communicating through a television.
Ooh.
Second one, demon attacking a child through his dreams.
Ooh.
And the third one, script becomes reality.
Ooh. White Noise?
It was one of the ones that I looked up, but no, because it's more of a drama thriller.
It is.
It's got Michael Keaton in it. He doesn't really do horror movies.
No.
Unless you count fucking Beetlejuice, which I wouldn't.
Maybe the second one.
I haven't seen it.
It's not out yet.
Oh, yeah, they canceled that, I think. Or thought, anyway.
Maybe they should.
Because the writer's strike. I believe that they should.
I believe nobody wants to... Nobody wants to see Beetlejuice has aged. Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see a Beetlejuice that you have to wheel around and has to be back by a certain time. He's fucking like 80 years old, for fuck's sake.
Nobody wants to see a Beetlejuice who can't drive at night.
Who has to stop a shot to open up the blister pack of pills for the day.
Oh, Christ. Okay, so communicating through television.
Yep. Script becomes reality.
And
demon attacking a child through his dreams.
Okay. Like
demon, specifically a demon attacking a child through his dreams.
Okay. I think I know the first one. It's one of 2.
Yeah, I can guarantee you know the first one.
Okay, good. All right. Let's do script becomes reality because Poltergeist isn't something I want to watch.
Yep.
It is something I want to watch, but I figured I knew it. So what's
case in fucking point? Scream 3.
Hey!
Watching Scream, they're skipping right over 2. I don't care.
Oh, hey. Who said these had to be in order ever?
I don't think they are at all so far.
We went Nightmare 1, Nightmare 7.
Fair enough. Yep.
All right.
Demon attacking a child through his dreams was Insidious.
I figured.
All right.
I figured.
And it was like fucking pulling teeth trying to find 3 themes in this movie. I'll tell you that. Because Freddy Krueger. All right.
Pedophiles? I don't know what movie.
Hide and Seek with Robert De Niro and Dakota Fanning.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like you said 7 words, and I don't like the way that described the film.
I would hazard to say you wouldn't like the film very much either.
Fair. Well, let's just never watch it.
Also, Orphan, which is technically not But at the same time, it is a child masquerade, or as a woman masquerading as a child who tries to bang a guy. That does happen in the movie. She's supposed to be like 8.
I'd like to end the podcast, please.
Well, we might as well, because I can't think of any worse things to say.
If it's all right with you, I'd like to end the podcast.
Grindhouse Movie Club. Show your mom.